to click record on the audio as well. Sorry, I apologize. But if you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. And then like, comment, subscribe, and leave a nice comment for the boys. You feel me? This is the first live stream with the whole 3-camera live setup, so I apologize if it's not pitch perfect. But for the next stream, I hope to get this all ironed out. This is the culmination of like a few weeks of work right here. So with the intro and the outro and all that, everything just had to, what I'm saying, we gotta fucking work on it and shit.
Was that the intro?
Huh?
Was that an intro? Yeah. When did we get that?
This fool just brought it up.
I think he don't be looking at the YouTube videos, right?
Not even looking at the YouTube videos. You don't even hear us talking right now. We talk about it.
Selective hearing.
Fuck, that is funny.
Wait, redo it. That shit looks sick.
Oh, what? Redo the intro? All
The
right, one more time. Y'all ready? Check it out. Check it out. Click. Edit. Fade to us.
Did you do that?
Huh?
Did you make that?
The intro?
Mhm.
Hell nah.
Oh.
Somebody else made the intro.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
But I just added it to the live now. So this is the first stream with this setup. So in the coming weeks, it should be fine. And I'm changing the cameras manually myself. Producer Oracle Benjamin is not here today too. So that is that as well. So hopefully, I apologize if it's not up to snuff. How do you not know about your own intro? Hey man, what are you trying to?
I'll switch the cameras.
You want to switch the cameras?
No, don't. He won't know when to
Please,
switch.
please
do.
don't fuck it up.
We'll practice.
Okay?
Watch.
All right, okay, look. Let me just show you.
Okay.
These are the cameras. Okay, this is camera. This is
You
the
don't
wide camera. It has the name on it, so you can't fuck up. You literally cannot fuck up. Wide camera here, right? You and Zeke right here. It says Z and K,
Okay.
and then Shmeem and Jack, right?
Wait. K and Z.
No,
Z and K.
Z and K sounds better.
You know what's funny? I knew that was gonna happen too.
Z and K sound better.
Fuck. And then me and Jack, and then overhead.
Let me see.
So that's it right
Watch,
there.
watch.
Just these are only 4 you need to touch. Do not touch it. Don't touch the intro. Do not play the intro again. Don't
But
play
he
it.
gets way too into
Hey,
it. He
dude,
doesn't know when
no,
to switch.
because I'm good. Watch. Someone talk right now.
Alright, okay. So to start it off, we're going to do the One Piece pack openings first, and then
If you're gonna open it, might as well let me do it then.
he just supposed to do it too. La. He sounded nonchalant that shit too. He sounded like, yeah, just let me do
After
it.
you do the pack, I'll give it back to you.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, you got
You
Tatum?
wanna do it?
You had
I
Orban?
just want to mess with it one time.
Okay, so now we're gonna do as we usually do the One Piece pack openings at the beginning of the pods. So Ken, you can go ahead and take it away. Everybody choose one. Huh?
All right, everybody's choosing their deck right now. I mean, their
this one's calling to me.
their
pack.
pack.
Nice wide camera switch. Yeah. Nice one. W camera angle for the pack openings on. I'm saying, and you can't even tell. You didn't even know there was a camera up there, huh? On a wide angle. You see the wide angle? You can't even tell for real. That's crazy.
Alrighty. One piece of pack opening.
Piece of pack opening.
We got top view.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
You want to start first?
Yeah, top view right now.
I don't want
Over
to
here.
open this.
You gotta open it over here. Ivankov.
Ivankov.
All right. Clone Soldier. It's looking like a caca deck. I'm not gonna lie, buddy.
Nothing. Hit.
Gum Beautiful. Pika. Hold on. Okay, another Mihawk one. Another Mihawk.
Ooh.
Oh, Virgo. Is that a hit? Is that not a hit?
Bust.
It's a bust. It's a bust.
Bust.
All right, open this one.
All right, now we got Zeke's pack. Now.
You can periodically switch between us two if you want to. You know what I'm saying? However you see fit. Another Zoro. That's that ChatGPT Zoro for real. That's crazy. Okay, a kid one. Nice Lita. Ooh, Luffy. Yeah, I don't know if that's a hit, but that looks like a hit. Event. It is. Oh,
Dofi.
and I thought that was a regular Dofi card. Yeah, there you go.
But that one,
Nice
or
one,
that,
who's next? Oh, me.
that Monkey D. Luffy one's pretty fire.
Facts.
Oh.
I like the dome card.
My turn.
All right, you speaking to the mic. For him.
Imagine.
Okay.
We got Frankie. Diamante.
Okay.
Don't bend the cards. Don't bend the cards.
Bartolomeu. All right, yeah, this leader.
Oh.
SR? No, it's not SR.
Tony freaking
Damn,
Chopper,
all
bro.
busts, all busts.
Wait, this is not a SR?
No, I don't think so.
I can do
Nah,
mine.
it's just a R. Dang it.
Mhm.
All right. This is Jonathan's. Crazy. His name's not Jonathan. I apologize.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those cards are
Ooh.
gone. Those cards
Bent
are
the
busted.
cards, bro.
Negative value on those cards.
Negative
Negative value is crazy.
You can see the bend on them.
Bunku Hazard.
Treble. Saint Homecoming? Yeah. Nah, that's crazy.
Caribou.
Kuchitora.
Nami.
Hit. Hit.
Oronoa.
Solid. That's a good, it's a solid card. Solid card.
Aw.
Ah.
Damn.
Damn,
Damn. All
this pack is
bust. That shit
ass,
was
bro.
garbage.
This pack is a
that,
caca.
that just means that last 8.
It's gonna be a hit,
It's gonna be hits.
Holy, this might be the biggest coat, bro. You might have missed your parlay, but this nigga missed the whole 24 packs. That's crazy, man.
I don't think we've gotten any hits yet. I think our hits are still
Oh, at the bottom.
in the box.
Okay.
Bro, I got that
fair.
$7 resale. Come on, brother.
Okay, all right. So, with that being said, y'all want to get into the topics of the day now? Let's go. You guys want to start with? Let's start with One Piece. Okay.
One Piece.
One Piece. Okay. So, as you know, One Piece is back. You feel me? And the fact that the pacing is a lot better is kind of crazy to me. And I have a question to you, manga readers.
You people.
You people. Yeah, I got a question for you people. So, you guys read Egghead, right? Correct?
Yes.
Egghead.
Okay. So, is the pacing going fast? Like, is it going like really quickly through the story?
The pacing for Egghead is fast, but
Mhm.
I think in the anime, I think they're trying to slow it down a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because the pacing is so fast.
Okay.
In Egghead.
Okay.
So I think right now it's at a good pace.
Okay. My whole thing is that I think One Piece, if it continues on this track with no breaks, it might end in low key a few years. Like it's the way they're going through these arcs. Kizaru pulled up in spoiler alert. Kizaru pulled up in Egghead. The first time Luffy sees him, they're already fighting. There's no discussion, there's no talking, there's none of that. And then he goes Gear 4 one ep, and immediately in the same ep he goes Gear 5. So I feel like this pacing shit that's going on, they're going through this shit quick. I don't know if they want to catch up as fast as fuck to the manga. I don't know, but it seems as if everything is going by so fast that One Piece might end in a few years.
I feel like they should add a little like filler or in between fighting,
Yeah, I don't want it to end that quick.
Because
But do you think it's a good part or a good filler point? Because from the way you guys talk about it, it doesn't seem like it's a good point to like throw in some filler.
I meant like filler fighting as in like in the manga it's just they're panels, right?
Yeah.
But there could be like moves done or fighting in between
Okay.
the panels. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
fair.
That you don't really see because they don't want to draw every single thing
Fair.
in the manga.
Fair.
But they can animate it.
I'll give you
Right.
that. I'll give you
But
that.
because right now it feels like one big attack, another big attack,
Mhm.
and then another big attack.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, which is fine,
Yeah.
right? I don't mind too much, but like to kind of, add some more
Pace
more
it out.
meat.
Balance it out a little bit.
just
Yeah.
add a little bit
Fair,
more
fair,
in there.
fair. Okay, so because in my eyes, I'm like, yo, if this keeps up, it's gonna end in a few years. But they can do the same thing that they just did, where they take a 6-month break.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Just to improve something. You feel me?
You
They
know
can
what?
always do that.
They should come out with some more fan letters.
I think those one-shot
That'd be
stories.
cool, that'd be
Yes,
cool.
Crazy.
yes, I think that would be
Crazy.
fire. I think that would be fire. But that was my concern with One Piece. I don't know if it's gonna end quickly or not. So Shall see.
They've been saying it's gonna end for like in the next couple years.
yeah. But this time it's looking like it might actually because of how fast shit is going. So I'm a little scared of
Is
that.
Egghead like a couple arcs before the end, or what?
No, so well, as far as we know right now, the next arc after this one is Elbath.
Mhm.
So it's literally what we're watching right now, and then another one that isn't even finished yet.
Right.
That's still in progress.
Mhm.
So it's catching up to the manga semi quickly. I think that's what that break was for, to buy some time.
For the manga to
Yeah.
go get ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
and to wait, how long did they go on
Because
break?
6 months. Because the manga
It's
was
been 6 months.
It was 6
6
months,
months.
right?
Yo, what the? Oh, that's so crazy. Time
good.
flies.
Because the manga was still going while the anime was on a break, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's insane. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, I don't want it to end, right? And if you don't want it to end, and you want something to hold you over, right? As One Piece is going, you want something to remind you of the journey that you came along with, right? We got a brand for you here. The homies at Casetify came through again. You feel me? They got us hooked up with the goodies. And speaking of One Piece, right? I think you should have something that you always remember One Piece for. You feel me? I know you guys been seeing those edits around that like kind of give you the nostalgia of the beginning from Romance Dawn, from the beginning of Romance Dawn all the way to where we are now. You feel me? And the journey has been long, it's been treacherous. So with that being said, right? Camera number 4. We got some One Piece here
One Piece.
for the boys. Can you move that the packs? Por favor. Okay. Oh, this one's
One Piece.
down. All right. Okay. So the homies that were at Casetify, you feel me, got us right with the One Piece drop, the latest One Piece drop, I should say, and we got some goodies here. First off, you feel me? Look at this, right? It got all the good vibes of the One Piece crew. We got Chopper's hat. We got the Thousand Sunny. We got Usopp. I know you peeped Usopp's little. You see that? Usopp is little slingshot, right? We got the first whatchamacallit, Jolly Roger that Luffy drew. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first one he drew at with Laboon. We got Zoro's swords, and then we got even a Buster Call. You feel me?
Really?
The Buster Call. You feel me? From Ennie's lobby.
So this is I was supposed to say this is before pre-time skip, but it looks like it's everything.
It's everything.
It's
So the
everything.
culmination of the whole journey, this is what this is right here.
Combination.
So combination. You feel me? So I think this one is my favorite one right here, and this is actually the one I got. And then we got the Gear 5 Luffy with the bounty. You dig?
Tough.
You know what I'm saying? Toughie. That's a toughie. You feel me? This one, fan favorite right here. The gum
favorite.
That's clean.
fruit.
Gumu Gumu
Right
no
here.
Mi.
Gumu Gumu no Mi. You feel me?
Or the Nika Nika.
With the Nika Nika. Yeah, with the Nika Nika. And then a little, you know what I'm saying? A grippy, what's it called?
A grippy. It's called a grippy.
It's a grippy, a snappy grip stand right
Pop
here.
socket.
It's called a
A little
grippy.
pop socky, grappy
No.
They call it a snappy grip stand.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, that's what they
We're
call it.
calling it grippy.
Yeah, you can call it whatever you want, but all you
It's
gotta
grippy
know
now.
is it makes sure your phone stays up. You dig? All right.
Stays grippy.
And then this one, my favorite right here. This one right here holds your cards. It's a card holder,
It's a holdie.
and it's magnetic. It's magnetic.
Magnetic holdie?
a magnetic
magnetic
card holder.
holdie.
So it also holds the cards. Your any cards that you want, any
One Piece
cash,
cards?
whatever. One Piece. It can hold One Piece cards
cards.
on the back of it, and it's mag safe. So
Open it up.
Can I hold on? Can I?
Let's see. Let's put some cards in there.
How do I-
Let's see how.
Got you. I got you, big dog.
Product test this right, bro.
Let's do this real
I don't
quick.
think the cards might be too.
Oof. Where's my?
We'll find that right now.
Boom. You see that? Oh my days. It just.
We'll put Nami.
Hold on. Oh, cause JJK. You feel me? Shout out to JJK. Pops on is magnetic. You feel me?
Ooh. One
Not necessarily holds One Piece cards, but it can hold your regular day-to-day cards. So that's one thing that I find pretty cool. And it's magnetic, you feel me? Oh, I didn't even talk about what's on the back. It's all the different devil fruits. You feel me?
Fire.
See
But like
that?
as like fruit labels.
Exactly. So we have the Nika Nika, we got the heart fruit, the Opie Opie, whatchamacallit, we got the flame fruit. You feel me? Different fruits. You feel me? So
Meta.
chop. The better. You feel me? So we got a bunch of different stuff here. So shout out to Casetify for getting this right, man. They always get it done. You feel me? So when it comes to collabs and product collabs, no one does cases and little accessories like Casetify, bro.
The accessories go crazy.
Accessories go
actually.
crazy.
I will
it's
admit,
like this, bro.
My favorite
Crazy.
cases have been from Casetify.
It's
It's sturdy.
yeah,
Sturdy. I be
and-
tossing my phone.
And the
Sturdy.
One Piece ones. He loves the One Piece
One
ones.
Piece.
The One Piece. So, gotta love the One Piece ones. And shout out to Casetify once again, man. Always showing love. Oh, I almost forgot. Almost forgot this one right here. Ew. Ew, sorry.
Very good.
This one
Coming in a full.
right here. Oh, my days,
Oh.
dude.
Oof.
This one right here is a power bank.
Oh,
This is
shit.
a power bank.
Who got that?
Bank of Power?
Dang, you
Z-
smart.
Z got that power bank, bro.
Hey, shout out Casetify.
Shout out to Casetify Smooth.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
And it has the not Gear 5. Yeah, well, Gear 5 Luffy bounty on it. And it just, hold on, wait a minute. Boom.
Fire.
Boom. Magnetic.
No way.
Magnetic.
That shit sleep.
That's
Yeah, I'm saying.
actually
Yeah, I'm saying.
Tough.
You feel me? So it's
Dancing.
magnetic. It stays on, does not slip off, and we're good to go. And it
We'll give
charges
it to
your phone.
Zeke when he catches up.
We'll give it. He's got to earn it. He's got to earn it. He's got to earn it.
I'll hold on to it till then.
Tight. So shout out to Casetify once again, bro. Their collabs go crazy, and we will always be supporting these guys.
No, I work construction, and dude, their cases actually hold up. Right
yeah.
now, I'm not rocking a Casetify one because the last one it went through some damage. It went through a lot of damage.
This guy works in construction. He just be. How you do that shit? Do that shit? Oh yeah, he be doing all that shit to his phone. You know,
I'll
what
be
I'm saying?
dropping it on wood, concrete.
Yep.
I'll be stepping on it, and that
and
shit
it
actually
still
lasts.
holds up, which
He
is
uses
crazy.
it as a hammer.
Hey, for real.
So shout out to Casetify. I'm gonna just leave these on the table right here, just so you guys can admire them. Hold on, camera forward real quick. Look at that shit. All right,
Dude, that Gear 5 wanted poster is so
That shit's tough. That shit
fucking
is so
hard, bro.
tough. Oh, he already got there. Show him. Okay, camera two.
One
Oh, okay,
Piece.
camera 3. Ah, let's go.
One Piece.
Shout out to Casetify, bro. This guy is
45.
quick. He said he's not wasting any time. He wants that one piece
Ooh.
commodity immediately.
Ooh, I need a grippy.
You need.
I need a holdy. I need a chargy.
Oh my
And
god.
all the accessories.
That is funny. But with that being said, bro, shout out to Casetify and shout out to One Piece, bro. We love One Piece. around
One
this court.
Piece.
One piece.
All right, let's read some of chat, man. Let's see. Glow with the $5 super chat. He said W's.
Ooh, with a foot long?
Huh?
With the foot long?
Oh yeah, maybe back in 2013. Yeah, maybe not these days though. But whatchamacallit, you need to put a message. He is actually one of the foremost experts in One Piece in the Discord. Glorano, I should say.
I mean, with
Does he
that
agree
name,
with me or disagree with me?
He
always
loves One Piece, so he probably agrees with you. Sorry. Yeah, he probably.
Oh,
he probably
okay.
agrees with
Okay.
you.
If he agrees with me, then he
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
is the
yeah,
foremost
shout out,
of.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
foremost.
I mean, his name is Glornor.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He fuck with the One Piece, just like you, bro. You would love Glow. He's a mod too. Shout out to Glow, man. Corey. Shout out to Corey. She's also in the Discord. She said W camera 4, man. Hey, man. We working on it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We working on it. You feel me? So
It's only gonna go up.
it's only gonna go up from here. We're proud of how far we've come, and we hope you guys enjoy the production quality
Bro, isn't it
aspect.
just like, hello, Mr. President? One Piece.
One Piece. Okay. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, let's move on. I'm gonna ask you guys a One Piece question. All right. So we'll talk One Piece for a little bit, and then we'll move on to the movie
answer's
we
4.
watched yesterday. Sinners, huh?
Answers 4.
Answers 4? Well, that's not. I don't know if that applies.
Ask the question.
All right, I got you.
And I'll explain why the answer's 4.
If you can make this work, props to you, bro. All right. So the question is, I don't care what you guys say in the comment section. Sucks to suck. I'm gonna ask it anyways. Drop one Straw Hat member and add another. Who would you add? And who would you drop?
Who's number 4?
Who's number 4?
Sanji.
You're dropping Sanji.
Hey.
You're not
Yeah, I
dropping.
get it. I get it. That's pretty funny.
I was like, that's
is pretty
wild.
funny.
That's actually really
I
funny.
get that. I get that. That was
Ooh,
clever.
I'm good
That's
though.
clever. No, that's clever. I get it.
Observation?
That's it.
Ooh,
No
Go
hockey.
Go hockey.
Because what do you say?
Who would you drop? Who would you drop? Actually, Sanji?
No, bro, we
Who
all
would
got
you
the
drop?
probably same answer. Like, bro.
No, we probably don't have the same answer.
Nah, I definitely have the same answer. I don't know about him.
I think we all have the same answer.
Yeah. So who would you drop?
Let me think.
Okay, who would you drop?
Bro, Usopp, hands down.
Fair.
Bro, I'm only like
Fair.
80 episodes in,
And what were you saying
And I'm
earlier?
trying to watch it, guys. Like, I'm really trying to watch. The first 100 episodes are pretty cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
It's hard
keep
to
going.
watch because every time I've never been annoyed by someone just speaking. Like, just speaking, Usopp annoys me. He gets to a cutscene and he's like, "Yeah, guys, I helped." Motherfucker, you didn't do nothing, bro. Like, actually makes my blood boil. So that's the reason it's hard for me to watch this.
Okay, fair.
Usopp,
Maybe we
for
have all the
sure.
same answer.
Fair. Okay.
Thinking about it.
And then who would you add?
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't know a lot
Yeah,
of
I
Sure.
don't really know a lot of people.
From your memory or what you heard of or what you know what I'm saying, who would you add?
It'd be cool if Shanks was on.
Fair.
Ooh.
I ain't mad at that.
Time. No
What?
Yonko.
No, okay, no,
No
Yonkos
pirate-
or captains or
yeah, no
what?
captains,
No,
yeah.
I think captains is fair.
No
But no
captains.
Yonkos ain't fair.
No Yonkos, no captains.
Why?
Captains aren't
is-
joining.
The captains, there's so many different captains.
Captains. Which
Ace-
captain has
Ace-
joined another crew?
Ace.
Fair, brother.
That's the
no,
only example.
Fair.
That's the example, actually.
Fair.
skip.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Nah, they niggas said post time skip.
No captains.
That's fine, right? Ace joined literally another crew.
No captains.
What do you mean no captain? Sure, maybe you
So,
don't
okay.
have to pick a captain.
Trafalgar Law.
Okay, no, ready?
Kid. Any other,
be
captain
fair-
now won't join.
To be fair, they don't have a crew right now, so technically they're not captains.
I feel like adding Shanks is like
No, no Yonkos. That's fair.
okay.
I think no Yonkos is fair. No captain's crazy though. No captains takes off a whole chunk of peak characters.
It's like fucking 10 to 20.
I don't give a fuck about any other niggas then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the side niggas. Like, come on. Like, Beppo. Like, come on, bro.
Yamato.
Cool.
Vivi.
That's like the go-to. You know what I'm saying?
You
I want to be.
You can
I wanna be
replace homie-
special.
Well, what's the guy on Blackbeard's
GTP.
the sniper?
Blackbeard's. What's his name? Ooh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. It's on the tip of my
Because
tongue.
I totally know, but I'm quizzing you right now.
It's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on. Van Auger. Ooh.
Van Auger, there you go.
Van Auger, baby girl.
So like replace Usopp with him.
okay, fair.
He's one tapping cracker.
Fair.
Crazy.
Okay, this is not even. You know what?
Anyways,
I
sorry.
get it. I get it.
I digress.
All right.
Anyways,
So
choose
who'd
who's
you
you wanna
want to
replace.
who would you want to do? Choose whatever. You said Shanks, right? You want to do Shanks?
Or Law.
Fair.
Valid.
There you go.
man.
Or do you not know yours yet?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you wanted-
I'll wait,
you
I'll wait,
wanted-
I'll
you-
wait,
I think you
wait,
wanted to
wait,
do Law. That's why.
No, I
No,
still
he just
captain,
doesn't
but-
want
Oh,
anybody to
captain.
do captain.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go?
It would be Usopp, but then in terms of adding,
Oh, you would drop Usopp?
I'd drop Usopp. Who's like, who could actually add value to the team, or just like, it'd be a little better than Usopp.
A little better? You don't wanna,
Anyone is
like-
better than
a
Usopp.
little better.
Why a little?
I mean, to be fair, anybody's
Yeah, I'm
a
asking for
lot better. I don't. Yeah, there's not much to
It'd be-
surpass when it comes to Usopp.
Yamato's an easy answer.
Fair. Yamato's a peak answer actually. Yamato went toe to toe with Kaido, so I get that.
Oh,
I get that.
I'll throw it on
Fair.
there.
I would do. Yeah, I would do. I drop Usopp. Usopp can get the fuck on somewhere with that. You feel me? Because low key, everybody in the crew, they got a role right now that they're succeeding in. Right, Chopper's doing very good job healing, and if he didn't heal Zoro in Wano, they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't take on King. You feel me? And he healed everybody else in Wano as well. From the poison and whatnot. He healed the kids in Punk Hazard. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his thingy thing. You feel me? We got Zoro takes on, the number 2 strongest person on the crew. Sanji takes on the number 3 strongest. Frankie fixes the ship. Nami, they don't know where to go.
Takes on the number 3.
Huh?
Sanji takes.
Jinbei does not take on the number 3. See, that's just now we're dragging it. Now we're dragging it. I'll give you that. I give you everything else in Sanji, but Jinbei does not take on the number 3.
I don't think he's had the chance to really fight anybody.
He hasn't. Because we got Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy. He don't really need to fight for real. You feel me? But Frankie fixes the ship. You feel me? When it needs to be fixed. Actually fixes the ship, I should say. Nami. I'm sorry with the Usopp Slater. It's crazy.
Usopp
it's not
fixed
crazy.
the ship to an extent.
Yeah, he did.
Bro saw a hole and threw some tape on it. That's what he would do.
Bro, duct tape that
Hey,
shit out.
have you seen The
If
Martian?
it works, it works.
Martian?
You see The Martian with Matt Damon?
Oh yeah.
You use duct tape to fix everything?
Yeah, which is valid. That actually worked though. You feel me? That actually was valid, and it got him to survive until he got people to come save him and whatnot. With Usopp, it's like low key. Even if you didn't patch it up, it still probably could have kept going. You feel me? Anybody could have did that job. It just put some fucking boards on the ship
But
with some nails.
Usopp did it.
Yeah, but Usopp did it. And the niggas want to say, oh, but he made the climate attack for Nami. Nigga, what the fuck the climate attack doing, bro? What, he got Zeus on her side? Sure,
Hey.
I give you that.
Hey, no. High key,
Oh, my days.
Nah,
What is the
'cause-
climate attack doing, bro?
she could create illusions because of it.
Sure, but
Like,
all
literally,
that
like-
does is maybe save herself, sure,
Yeah.
right? When has that ever been
And,
useful
no,
in the
it gives
grand
her
scheme?
utility. It gives her utility to actually fight against people.
Sure. But the nigga she's fighting ain't really like comp for real. So it's like it helps her survive. Sure, I give you that. It helps her.
She's
survive.
a navigator. She's
Yeah,
pivotal.
Okay, so she helps the more important people survive.
Here, let me put it this way.
That's what Usopp does.
Let me put it this way.
Huh.
Because of that tool that Nami has,
Yeah.
she has Zeus.
Sure, yeah.
Zeus does have one tap ability to some characters. Not on like
yeah,
the
the
super
lame
high
ass
end.
ones.
No. It has one tap potential to like the very lowest of the high tier characters.
Sure.
Like the bottom feeder of the high
Okay,
tier.
sure. But the funny thing about that is still, right? There's still no name ass niggas low key. Like it's still to a point where it's like anybody, even Brooke can take him on. No, Chopper can take him on, no problem. You feel me? I can't say the same about Usopp.
All right, let
You feel
me
me?
put an example. Example is
Yeah,
like
give me an example.
someone like Ulti.
Ulti
Ulti.
was from the
Wano.
Wano,
with the,
right?
like, dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Nami's really comp against her,
At all.
but if she lands like a new like this,
don't know if
like
that's
this
one-tapping her.
Zeus on her, right?
Is that one tapping? Ulti? I don't know.
Potentially.
I don't know.
But I think
I
she
don't
does
know.
land a hit on Ulti, and Ulti's like, fuck.
Yeah,
right?
it kinda
But
like,
then
you know
Ulti
what
gets
I'm
back up like
Yeah.
after a little bit.
So I don't think it's a one tap. You feel me? That's kind of wild to say.
But I'm saying like Ulti's not like bottom.
She's
But
not.
like
It'll do damage.
around there. You know what I'm saying?
it'll
Like
do
around
damage.
there.
Yeah. Sure,
Because
sure.
that's a big mom size attack.
Sure.
Like,
Sure. Yeah, I give you
yeah.
that.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
I
It
give you
is.
I give you
It's
that.
It is
literally
a big mom attack.
It's a big mom
It's a
attack.
big
It's a
mom
big mom
attack.
attack.
Yeah, it ain't a crazy big mom attack, but it's a big mom.
No, because
attack.
keep in mind, she'll literally just with him alone attack.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like solo, because
Does it do more damage based on who's using them?
That's a
I don't
great
know.
question,
I
though.
don't know.
Hey, but does the tool maybe allow to feed more
Sure.
energy into
Sure,
it
I'll
or
give you
something?
that.
You know
Sure,
what I'm saying?
yes, yeah, you're
Anyway,
correct.
point is that
Correct.
Usopp's not completely useless. Too much
No, he's
Usopp
not.
slander.
Yeah, he's not completely useless.
But
But
I
out
would-
of every, I never
would
said he
swap him
was.
though. I would swap
Yeah,
him,
out of
though.
everyone in the
I
crew
would swap
though,
him.
He has 1 out of 10 use,
he's
bro.
No, he's coming
Out of-
clutch.
out of
No,
e- no, he has, but that's not because of him, low key. It's like they low key just write these scenes
it's
for
still
him.
him though.
Sure, okay, sure.
Because
It is
it's
him.
like, bro,
But they
if
just-
if he wasn't there, then they would be like, oh, bro, just write him off.
yes.
So they literally are like, oh, we should just have Usopp there to do this,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
so he's part of the
Dressrosa.
story.
That's what I'm saying. They only write
one's valid.
the whole time he was not useful until they wrote in that one scene where he like pulled it out of nowhere. Like, okay, I'm gonna save you.
Thriller Bark
And he's lobby.
Dressrosa.
When he
and he's lobby.
when he
He's
says-
lobby?
He's all the way
He's
in the
sniping.
back, and he's sniping. They're about to take Robin off, and they're like, "Who's hitting us? Who's hitting us?"
Oh,
And
really?
He's like,
See, he,
what he says, like, "When you know
Yeah.
my name."
wait.
he has too much potential.
You're
That's why.
telling me no? He didn't really save her in that instance. He wasn't the one that saved her. He just,
Hey, but he's
he
detrimental.
He made
to
them stressed.
everything.
Like, where's going?
It's like that one saying, "All the little things." It's the little things that matter. You know
Sure,
what I'm saying?
and I'm not saying the little things don't matter. It's just out of everyone, 90% of the arc, he's useless. But then they
Valid.
write in,
Valid.
they specifically write in these specific things just for him to shine
Yeah.
because they can't place him in anywhere else. They have to do like an ass pull kind of thing where he saves the day. You feel me?
Valid.
Which I don't like because I think his character can actually save the day on a regular basis because of his skill. He has a lot of skill potential. They just don't utilize it for 90% of the arc.
I mean,
which
look
kind
who
of
his
irritates
dad
me.
is, bro.
Huh?
Look who his dad is.
I'm saying Yasop. And then we have Van Auger, right? So who's the better sniper, Van Auger or Usopp?
See,
You feel me? In terms of skill, I think it's Usopp. In terms of power, I think it's Van Auger. I think Van Auger has more power.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Valid.
You feel
valid.
me? Because
Because
Van Auger,
in a fight, I'm giving it to Van Auger.
yeah, no, 100%. You feel me? Because he's just stronger. He's low key, just because
Devil
Usopp is a bitch, nigga. Usopp is a
TP back
You
of the
feel
head.
me?
Bye bye.
And his devil fruit as well.
Yeah.
Correct. Right. But my thing is, right, Usopp has so much strength and potential to go far.
He's very much a potential character.
Potential character, but the whole arc, they make him sorry. They make him like
Bro's
jokey.
hiding in a barrel.
Yeah,
bro.
they make him scary. You feel me? So it's like he doesn't get to utilize anything that he does the whole arc, right? And then this one scene where nobody's attacking him really at all. That's when he shines.
That's a sniper.
Hey, newest chapter though, I gotta say is
Is he teeing up?
he doing something.
Is he do?
He's doing something.
And the newest chapter?
He did something.
Okay, there you go. He does something every arc. So I guess this is something that he does for this arc, and then he's not gonna be valid the rest of the arc. But my thing is like every person in the arc is really like they utilize them correctly. I think, right? I don't think they utilize Usopp correctly. I think they utilize Chopper correctly. I think they utilize Nami, Robin, Zoro. They even utilize Sanji correctly,
The
bro.
way I would see it too is like Oda wrote his character like this for a reason. There's probably a master plan. You know, like we're critiquing, right? But there's probably like a very like it's gonna tie in at some point. We're gonna be like, whoa, you know.
Fair. I'll give you that. I think there is a point to where Usopp might actually like. There's a reasoning, right, to why Oda's writing him like this, right? And then there one day out of the blue moon, or is gonna tie into the story, is gonna be like, boom, Usopp's this nigga. He's that nigga for real. You feel me?
Usopp finds the One Piece.
Dude, oh my god, I was literally about to say.
He's a sacrifice for the One Piece.
That might be his one scene in the final Laugh Tale, where he's like, you know what I'm saying, his breakout scene for that arc. So who knows, man? I just hope that Usopp gets the love that he deserves, you feel me, and stops being a bitch. But I would drop Usopp, and I'm getting my dog T-Law in the building, you feel me? T-Law.
Oh my
Two
god.
doctors, okay.
All right, what if it
T-Law.
wasn't a captain?
If it wasn't a captain, I don't want to go Yamato because that's like the
It's
easy
easy.
answer.
Can I change mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not trying to do someone OP, but I'll put Bon Clay.
Hey, solid. No,
Respect.
that is solid.
Respect.
That is a
Respect.
solid. He's not too strong,
Yes.
but he
But
has a
he's-
great utility.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is a solid pick.
Mhm.
Thank you,
Very,
thank you.
very can very much distract the enemy in
And he can handle.
and he can low key
He
handle.
can
He was
low-key
scrapping
handle.
against Sanji for a bit.
No, he
Low-key,
was.
low-key.
No, he was. He
Yeah,
was.
so I give him that. He can handle.
You're saying instead of Yamato though.
Yeah, low-key stronger than Uso. But I think instead of
Nike, strong.
yeah, instead of T-Law, I would probably go. Ooh, just okay. Hold on. There's a few of them. I feel like. I think I would go. What's his name? Oh, Barto.
That's a
Ah,
solid
yes.
pick.
Barto. Thank you. I'm going Bartolomeo, bro. Holy
That is
goat.
honestly,
Holy goat.
that is a solid pick, and you team them up with Usopp and Nami.
He can really keep him safe for us.
that little trio right there with just them three,
But I said I'd take off Usopp.
spamming just like, huh?
Oh,
I said I'd take off Usopp.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, tie it with Nami.
Nami and Chopper.
Yeah, exactly.
Nami
You
and
know,
Chopper.
protect the other people, or even Robin.
Ooh.
You know, just keep her main body
While
safe.
she's-
Let her spam off some moves,
Or while she's reading the poneglyph or whatever,
or
and she needs to,
reinforce-
you
yeah,
know what I'm
something
saying?
like
Something
that,
like that.
yeah.
Something quick.
I
like that.
Solid pick.
Barto.
No,
I
that
love,
was a solid
Barto.
pick.
I was trying to go through the arcs and think like, who are the
Who's-
side
who
characters,
helps,
right? And I
yeah.
love Barto. Barto's one of my favorite side characters in One Piece. 100%.
I'm choosing Bello.
Bellamy?
I want
or Bella
Ale.
Betty?
Betty.
Oh, okay.
I want
thought
some
you said Bellamy.
revolutionary army
Okay,
inside the.
okay.
I know we have Robin,
Okay.
right?
I get
But
it.
I want like other, you know.
Fair.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Fair.
I want to go Bello. I feel like utility wise, she can kind of include like hype everybody up,
Sure.
make them strong.
Yes.
You know.
Yes,
Maybe add
100%.
like a little buff or something.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I'll give you that.
And then just add another woman to the team type.
Okay, yeah,
She
yeah,
baddie,
fair.
yeah.
And she can hang. Like out of all the women, I feel like she can hang.
No.
the
What makes her good
most.
too is that like a lot of the time we're finding the Straw Hat crew saving citizens.
Yeah.
And that's like her whole
Ooh,
shtick. She
yeah.
motivates them, gives them the will to want to save themselves, and
and get them out the
you know
way
it plays well
with
in
the
some
Straw
way.
Hats.
Yeah,
Facts, 100%. Honestly, with that being said, I probably would include Ivankov in the conversation as well. I think Ivankov would have been.
That's strong.
a good
I
addition.
forget his name, but the one that's like the mink, but he tinkers Revolutionary Army.
Oh, he's
the
the
squirrel?
yes,
The leader,
the
right?
little. He's the animal, right?
Yeah, he's like a-
little short dude.
He's like a rat.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
like-
what he
we
is.
play him-
Raccoon low-key.
Yeah.
Yes, we use him on One Piece
Yeah,
TCG,
I
right?
think we pulled him. Yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, I would maybe even
That
him
little
too
guy.
because he
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
gadgets.
Yes,
He would tie in well with Frankie,
He,
Ah.
ooh, fair.
or even like buff up the climate attack.
I give you that.
something.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Hey, imagine him Sulong,
Long form.
and then with the little tinker tools.
Wait, he's a mink? Really?
Yeah, he's a
Mink,
mink.
mink.
That's fire.
Mink,
I
mink,
think
mink.
that- mink, mink. Okay, but yeah, that's me. I would probably go drop Usopp, obviously, and then pick up T-Law. If we can't do captains, I'll probably do Bartolomeo.
Bartol's
Goats.
a solid pick.
Yeah, I
though.
love Barto. Bro.
That's a
He's
solid
goat, dude. Ooh.
Yeah, I would add Doflamingo. Nah, imagine.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be out there.
Katakuri.
Honestly,
Hey,
not a bad pick.
honestly, I would
Cat
love
is
to see
fire.
that.
No,
I
I'll
would
give you that.
love to see
That would be fire. That would be fire. Ooh, that's actually a pick. Oh, that's a pick right there.
I was thinking like Momonosuke, but like if he
Not gonna lie,
I was
though, that'd be
developed a little
fire.
bit more. I feel like
Yes,
he'd be a
I was
really
thinking.
cool addition.
It starts with a K, right?
Kinemon.
Kinemon. Thank you.
That one that we
Yes.
totally forgot.
Yeah, that one. I was like, dude, what is his name? And I could never remember his name. But I always remember Momonosuke though. But I can never remember Kinemon.
Yeah.
I would have said Kinemon. I was first thinking Kinemon. That's why I was like,
Kinemon
what
would
is
be
his
fire.
name? Yeah,
Type
but,
of dragon on your team.
mhm. But Barto,
right?
Barto's fire.
Oh, spoilers.
Like, oh, we need to get to this area. I was like, let's just
Mhm.
ride this motherfucker.
Yeah. But with that being said,
Oh, that being said, I need to use the restroom. So
oh
bad.
yeah, I know. I was feeling. I could have sworn. I didn't tell. I should have. I was gonna say it at the beginning if you
Bathroom
haven't
break?
used. Yeah, but you guys already used it, so I was like, oh, okay, we're good. But I forgot to tell this guy.
All good.
All right, let's move on. Ooh, I could say the sinners thing that he brought up yesterday
Before
that
you did?
I was gonna write down. Let's go, huh?
Oh no, I was gonna say something too, or about Sinners.
Sinners?
Dude, that movie's so good.
Yeah, let's talk about it. All right. So Sinners, man. We watched Sinners in theaters yesterday. IMAX, I should say. Holy peak movie. If you don't watch it in IMAX, I would implore you. I would recommend you
Why?
to watch it in IMAX. Huh?
Why? Watch it IMAX?
Because, brother, the immersion is on a different level, right?
Word?
Yes. Oh, and when you're watching it in digital, right? It's a cropped format. Low-key, it's like half of what you could really see in the movie. Once you watch it in IMAX, do it for me. What's the sound? Oh, right there. Right there. IMAX, right? It stretches and you get to see the whole scenery and everything. It looks amazing.
Don't forget about the surround
And
sound.
it's surround sound, bro. We're watching the movie. We hear dialogue. All of a sudden, from the back of our ear, there's dialogue, people talking behind us. I'm like, and it's from the movie, bro.
Yeah.
So IMAX, 100% I would recommend. The best experience to watch it in. No bull, no cap. If you can afford it, of course. For one. For two, Ryan Coogler is one of the greatest directors in the world, bro.
Oh, yeah.
100%. In the way he makes his movies, he centers them around character development, which I love, bro. Characters are such a pivotal role in his movies, and you can tell with the Black Panther movies, right? We got Namor, we got Killmonger. You feel me? In this movie, we got Michael B. Jordan in both characters, right? We got Mary. We got a smokestack. You feel me?
Was
We
Michael
got
B. Jordan in Black Panther too?
as Killmonger. Exactly. So
In both movies, he did
amazing job.
Amazing.
And then we
acting.
have the villain, the vampire villain. Oh my god, beautiful. So the fact that Ryan Coogler can make villains so well as well as the protagonist well in this instance is so amazing. And I would implore you to go please watch this movie because it's an amazing movie, right? And I have a stat for you because you know how I love my stats. You feel me? In the 5 blockbuster films that Ryan Coogler has made, right? He averages across all 5 a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
Sheesh.
crazy.
He has an A ranking in making movies. That's insane, bro. How do you have an A in movie making? Just cut off the. I was going crazy, you know what I'm saying? He cut off the camera. Bro.
A ranking.
Nah,
Can you
yeah,
imagine
no, I'm
that?
saying,
Statistically
bro.
speaking, there's a
Statistically.
probability of 0.001.5. Now imagine.
I'm saying, no, statistically, there's better probability of him making a better movie, right, than you. What's the.
You finding a bad movie from him.
Thank you.
Then you getting struck by lightning.
Yes, 100%.
When
the
you
lottery.
getting bit by a shark.
The probability of him making a bad movie is lower than your probability of hitting the jackpot, bro. I'm just saying. This man is on a roll. He's on a generational run right now with making movies. You feel me? And the way he includes Black history in movies is amazing. It's so fire. Hey, do camera forward real quick. Oh my god, Casetify. Shout out to Casetify. You feel me? But what you call it? the way he just ties in Black history. You feel me? In the struggle between
Oh, like the twerking scene.
honestly, that does go in hand in
Goes
hand with
into it.
Black history and hip hop and whatnot. But the way he ties in Black history from the past to the present to the future, you feel me? In all aspects of life, and makes that a big talking point in most of his movies. It's such a great way to include history. Right, Black history, as well as entertain you. So it's not only a lesson; it's also entertaining you at the same time, which I find very beautiful in the way he does that. So, shout out to Ryan Coogler, honestly one of my favorite directors, and he honestly gets some of his. He always talks about how he talks to Christopher Nolan. Right, he gets
The GOAT.
the GOAT.
Sorry.
That is my number one director of all time, by the way, Christopher Nolan. Shout out to him. But he always talks about how he talks to Christopher Nolan, and he picks his brain, right? And the whole IMAX in recording on an IMAX camera, he asked Christopher Nolan before he did it because
but the perforations.
the perfs, perf for short, perf for short.
On what type of film?
On 15 perps per perforation, perf for short.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Coogler, you feel me? But the fact that he talks to Christopher Nolan to pick his brain because he just used an IMAX camera himself on a recent film that he did. So it's like him using that to his advantage and talking to Christopher Nolan, picking his brain and getting all the ideas and bettering his content based off of Christopher Nolan's advice is so amazing to me because they're both great directors, and to piggyback off of each other is like you're just in for a terrific movie, like a great movie. So shout out to Ryan Coogler, man. But let's move on to another character.
No, I was gonna say, even humbling yourself and being like, I'm not as well knowledge in it, and then going to someone else and then learning from them, even when you're considered one of the top directors.
Yes,
is pretty fucking sick.
100%. He's always willing to learn, and that's such a fire aspect about him. So Ryan Coogler, you know what I'm saying? If you need another actor, for
The
your films,
Cougs.
yeah, Mr. Cougs.
Cooley.
If you don't mind me calling you that, Mr. Cougs. If you need another, if you need another actor, for your next film, you know what I'm saying? Just hit your boy.
Make him
line.
a side character
You know
that
what I'm
dies.
saying? Trying to debut.
Give him a valiant ending. He sacrifices himself for everybody.
Facts, yeah.
Give him
Also
a-
heroic.
Give him a Usopp ending.
Okay, see, that's crazy.
What?
You know how
I
we're
don't
talking about like
know
a
what's up.
prequel to the movie? Maybe you could be a vampire.
Let me be like a vamp. Maybe a little
Sucking
extra.
on people's neck and stuff,
Yeah,
huh?
okay.
Pulling a Haley on a...
Whoa.
Tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a little side roll, something. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get into the acting scene. You feel me? So yeah, hit your boy line.
Can we see something?
Me right now?
Stack.
Stack. Smoker stack. Okay. I got you. You got to say the line the white dude said. He said, "Are y'all twins?"
Are y'all twins?
Nah, we could.
Okay.
You feel me? So shout out to Ryan Coogler, man. And you know what I'm saying? If you need a young black upcoming actor, you know what I'm saying?
Young.
Still young at heart, you know what I'm saying?
That look back was crazy.
If you need somebody, you know what I'm saying, talented and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I'm well versed in the
Talented?
yeah, different spheres. In different spheres.
If you need someone in a movie,
If you need an extra.
clearly they don't want to be in your movie, so don't even recommend them. You feel me?
he said young black. He was obviously not including me.
Oh, but anything y'all wanna add on Ryan Coogler, man? Real quick before we move on.
I was gonna say there was
someone
times
else.
where he would have the background be distorted or start to be blurred, and he would start focusing like hyper fixated on the character, which is really good because like the facial, the way that the actors sometimes the way that their face would change and stuff was really like pretty dope.
A good touch. It was a good touch, 100%. And I'm not sure if he used the dolly zoom, but it looked like he used the dolly zoom sometimes when zooming into some of the characters' faces, and then the backgrounds. It's kind of like it looked like kind of like a Spidey sense type of thing, where the foreground, the background was a little blurry and kind of hazy, and then the foreground
was clear,
was
like
clear.
portrait mode.
Exactly, like a portrait mode type of thing, but it was kind of distorted, kind of like a dolly zoom. So that shit was fire.
I like the side shot.
A side shot.
The action, the
the
choreography.
action. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit was tough.
To me, like my favorite thing that he does, like finds a way to get in the position where he's doing that side shot.
Yeah, no, always, and it's so hard too. The way he does it, it's so tough.
I was gonna say, you know how you said the part where they all start like dancing and like, the music starts going? It was kind of weird, right? Like it just threw you off beat.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that part where like, at first I was like, oh, like
It's cool, right?
Like,
It
oh,
is,
that
right.
makes sense. You make his whole song. He brings out like the spirits, and you know he's that good. Oh, I saw twerking.
Yeah. Hey, it's the culmination of all of black music.
gotta
You know what I'm
embrace
saying?
it.
From the beginning
Yeah.
to the present. You know what I'm saying?
I was-
It's everything.
I was just starting. I was like,
It did throw me off.
I was getting a little thrown off for a
Yeah,
second.
it did
Like
throw me
halfway
off.
through, I was like,
Yeah.
Okay.
At first, I was like, okay, Black history. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then ass started shaking. I'm like, forgot about that part. forgot
about that part.
Forgot about that part.
Oh, we did that.
Oh, we did that. But Ryan Coogler's the goat on that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But whatchamacallit? the way he talks about how passionate he is in filmmaking, right? And did you guys watch that video he made on IMAX? Like the difference between IMAXs.
I saw some of it. Yeah.
Right? Oh my God. I could literally no bull. Sit down and watch this dude talk about IMAX for 5 hours like a lecture, straight up. About the perforations and shit. And perf for short.
Frank,
Yeah.
48
48-15 on me. Yeah, so the fact that he can
These
like
two, it's the same film.
it's the same film,
just bigger.
horizontal and vertical. Because
The lacerations of the film.
the lacerations
Captured on the
of the
in-flight
film.
tape.
If you use it horizontally, it's a clearer resolution. You feel me? And because horizontal, you got 15 perps per perforation. All right, sorry. But
he knows it.
you know what I'm saying? I watched that video and I was locked in, bro. I'm not gonna lie to
recite
you.
all of it.
But with that being said, bro, the fact that he's so passionate about filmmaking and speaking about it, it goes to show, and it shows in his film as well. So some directors don't even speak about the film past a certain point, but the marketing around this film was something like extraordinary. I'm not gonna lie to you, and the way he he made a podcast video talking about it. He made a dedicated IMAX, section to show you the difference between different IMAXs and which theaters to go see, and all the theaters that show it in this format and whatnot. So
Made you want to find out like what's up with it.
exactly broke it down to a T to make you like, oh, the regular person doesn't even know the difference between IMAXs. So anybody watching it could be like, okay, I understand it now. You feel me?
True.
So at least the shooter. But yeah, so shout out to Ryan Coogler, man. God damn, bro, his movies are good. But we can. Corey?
Oh, Corey said that was a favorite scene with the generation.
The music scene was my favorite when they showed the generations. That
See-
shit was fire.
see-
Because when the burning building.
Oh, the
Well,
burning
here's-
building was cool.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too, is that it started out with the blues music,
Mhm.
and then once it started showing the generations, you
Mhm.
could hear the integration of all the other
Yes, and it
like
exploded.
the DJ started
R&B.
playing,
Mhm.
the R&B, and so it was
I'm
that
a-
I could understand why.
Yeah.
it's
I might be a little hater, but
No, I
halfway through, I was like, personally, you could have ended it halfway,
right.
and I would have been solid.
Yeah.
Still incorporated the burning building.
Fair.
Mwah, right?
Yeah.
I like.
you just didn't want the twerking part. I get you.
No, it's not even the turkey. I just
Uh-huh.
feel like it just as it went on, I was like, oh, it's a lot.
No, okay, fair.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes
well,
sense.
no,
It's a lot of history.
yeah,
It's a lot,
yeah. Mhm.
But I'm just saying, like, you could have, for me personally.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is though, is that was like a pivotal part in the movie.
Yeah.
True.
So that's why he wanted to extend it.
Extend
I bet,
it, yeah.
So then people understood like that was the most, again, pivotal part to
Yeah,
show like
the music.
the music,
Mhm.
and why the vampire ended up coming because he heard it.
Fair.
And then I was gonna say, just like that scene, you know how it was just very different. Like it low-key felt like a YouTube video,
Mm.
like no, like not in a bad way,
Like
but
a
like
culmination.
yes,
Yeah,
no,
see the way you said like not in about, and that's kind of how I think of it, not necessarily in bad way.
but
Yeah.
it felt like
It felt like
J.
me.
Cole's what's the
Song.
yeah, where he's a slave.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Hey, low key,
You know what I'm talking
I can see the
Same
kind of
type of
vibes.
Yeah.
I was pretty sick.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just like the way when I saw that, I was like, okay, it broke it up into another part for me.
Right.
I like how the beginning of the movie where it's the brothers,
Mhm.
it felt like a cinematic culture masterpiece, and then we get like a little art exhibit museum
Okay.
of like
Mhm.
culture
Mhm.
throughout time,
Mm.
and the last scene was just like a zombie fighting movie. And
Yes.
it's
The
Vampire.
action.
cool.
Yes.
Vampire.
Vampire. Oh
What did I
yeah,
say?
you said zombie. Yeah, vampire.
I said
Yeah,
zombie.
yeah. You're right. You're right though.
I like this one of the songs right after when everybody's like jamming and the girls on stage and they're
Yeah.
all stomping.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was gas.
That's fire.
That shit, I was
Yeah,
like,
who was
hey.
stomping their foot?
Oh,
Dude, I was, bro.
yeah,
Dude, that whole fucking
That
I
shit
mean,
was tough.
with blues music, that
Yeah.
stomping,
Mhm.
and you hit that beat, bro.
Mm.
That beat, like,
You feel it in the soul.
no, I was gonna say
Oh.
I love with music. I'm a
Yeah.
big beats type of guy. I need to
Mhm.
like the beat before I like, I guess, the
The
vocals
lyrics, no,
or
I'm
the
saying like, yeah.
lyrics. But dude, I was like every
heard it?
time, bro, and the team was with me at times. We were just
No,
like stomping
yeah,
because it was like, bro,
stomping.
you can't not like it.
Yes. But let's talk about the vampires in the movie centers. So, did you guys know that Ryan Coogler said one of the biggest inspirations for the vampires was from the movie Puss in Boots? And
Really?
do you remember death in Puss in
Mhm.
Boots?
Puss
Yeah.
in Boots.
What is he said? He said, "What's the most defining factor of death? What do you notice the strongest? Like when you look at
His
death,
eyes,
Huh?
His eyes.
his eyes,
Oh.
his eyes. So when you look at death, his eyes.
He's
What
a,
do you?
he's a wolf.
Who's He's a wolf.
I don't know.
When you look at Death's eyes, he has this red kind of haze to it, red glow.
Uh-huh.
In the vampires and sinners,
Yeah, they're
that red glow in their eyes, defining feature in how they turn it off and turn it on.
Didn't Smoke have blue?
In Smoke, had
did?
blue. Yeah, at times he had like a blue tint. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was like
I
the
think they did
lighting
have,
or
like,
whatever.
change color hues.
Yes, but
like a red, orange, and I think I saw
white and a blue. I think,
Something
if I'm
like
not
that. I
mistaken,
think
white
so.
in certain instances, right? Blue for specifically, I think Stack. No, yeah, Stack. No, Smoke. Smoke. No, Smoke wasn't a
Smoke
vampire.
was a vampire.
Oh,
Stack was blue.
The twins.
Yeah, Stack. Stack was blue.
Oh.
So at times you would see Stack's eyes was blue, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
I don't think they
Stack's.
were ever red, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like the
Hey,
defining feature.
You know what
was,
that
was
low-key
the
reminds
eyes.
me of?
Huh.
Zombies.
Oh,
What
like
was that
Black Ops Zombies and
Because
shit.
then when you have was
really?
it Sam?
Yeah.
Sam controlling the zombies.
Mhm.
They're a specific
Specific
blue.
color.
colored eyes.
Sam controls it. Yeah.
But when the
Oh, you don't know the lore, huh?
I don't know.
when the
Damn.
main vampire was
Yeah.
controlling all of them, they
Mhm.
all had the same eye
Yes.
color, I think.
Yes.
And
So
it kind of resembled like the
Mhm.
zombies' eye color.
during certain maps, right?
Some would be yellow and some would
yeah.
be blue.
Yeah, there's a character called Sam, right, that got trapped in this whatever
Sam
thing.
I Am.
Little girl.
A little girl called Sam that got trapped in this thing that lets her control zombies or whatever, right? And then when she controls zombies, their eyes are, if I'm not mistaken,
It's
blue.
blue,
right?
and then
blue.
Richtoffen's
Richtofen. No,
orange?
It was Dr. Maxis.
Maxis. It was
Oh.
Maxis.
Okay, okay.
Max is her dad, right? When he got control of the zombies, the zombies' eyes would turn yellow.
So that's why in the
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of like when you play like Zombies World at War,
Mm-hmm.
Sam wasn't controlling them. Dr. Max was controlling
Yeah.
them. That's why they're yellow. But then once you get into like Black Ops zombies, they turn to blue. Bro, the lore in zombies
It's
goes
fire.
fucking crazy.
It's one of the best lores in video game
Hey,
history.
really?
No
let me
bull.
let me find out Koogly play some
Right.
Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
that's it. All right,
Some
cool.
Black
Let us know if
Ops.
you play some zombies, bro. Because the eye colors and whatnot, right? That's
No,
just
what I
fire.
like though about Smoke and Stack is that they were two different. They wore two different colors. One was
Mhm.
blue, one was
Mhm.
red. But then what was crazy is that early on, one had a gun and one had the knife.
Yeah.
So like one had it
Mhm.
like
Facts.
hand-to-hand combat,
Yeah.
and the other one had a
shooter.
shooter.
100%. What I wanted to say,
that's pretty cool.
but to go back, the defining feature, he said he got the biggest inspiration from Puss in Boots, and the fact that their eyes are red is because he got it from the arguably one of the best Pixar villains, if not the best Pixar villain, Death. So
Death.
I think that's such a fire detail to be like, yo, I love this movie. I'm gonna incorporate this detail into my movie. You know,
To
what I'm
shout
saying?
it out is crazy.
Cats. And to shout it out and actually say that you got it from this movie,
Cats.
that's actually fire. You know what I'm saying? Not just to say, oh, like I thought about it myself. So that's pretty tough. If nigga just mouthed in your guys' ear, by the way. But that's fire.
You're
The fact that
welcome.
he included that. And also the fact that there are different color eyes as well.
Mm.
Sometimes they would be white, if I'm not mistaken, and then Stack's eyes, they would be blue. But I feel like that was kind of a nod
To Smoke.
to Smoke, exactly, because like he had his eyes
Mm-hmm.
on Smoke, and Smoke was always kind of looking after him and shit like that, and he always had Smoke in his mind the whole time he turned into a vampire.
Didn't
Or Smoke in his eye.
Smoke in his eye.
Didn't Haley have
Beautiful eyes.
Facts,
Sorry.
brother.
No, I think she had like a orange yellow glow, and then she
Mhm.
saw the
The
girlfriend die
Mm-hmm.
or the wife die,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think the color
Changed?
from her eyes,
Really?
I think the color just went away completely.
I feel like I do remember that. Like she kind of like it's like she
like
snapped.
she snapped out of
Yes, type of thing.
Yeah,
I
she
do
was like,
kind of I do
"No,
remember
what
that.
are you doing?"
Yes.
like
yes.
crying, yeah, no,
Mhm.
something
The
like that.
attention to detail is so
Yeah.
fire in Ryan Coogler's movies.
I
bro.
feel like we gotta watch it again.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so down to
I'm
watch
down.
it again. That shit is
No,
fire,
yeah.
right? We should watch it again. We will watch it again. And what? IMAX. You feel me? So shout out to Coogler, man.
50 perforations.
15 perforation. But whatchamacallit? Let's move on, right? We talked about Ryan Coogler. You feel me? Let's move on to the man, the myth, the legend, Michael B. Jordan. Oh my God. The Michael B. Jordan's performance in this movie might be one of the best performances he's had, if not the best, because
Why-
he had to.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
no.
go ahead.
Why do you say that?
I say this because he played 2 damn roles. You feel me? And those 2 roles were completely different roles.
You know what's crazy? He low-key played a third.
In which
Stacks now.
Oh, he plays Stack as a vamp too. Yeah, no, that's 3 roles.
That's 3 roles.
That's 3 roles. Holy shit, right? And not only did he play 3 roles, right? He plays Smoke, he plays Stack, and then he plays Stack. Spoiler alert if you guys
I
haven't
know,
watched
okay,
Sinners.
spoiler.
I apologize, but you guys, we're already talking about it. He plays Stack as a vampire as well. So, with that being said, if you notice, if you look closely, each character has different mannerisms, right? Smoke, right? Being a war dog that he is, he has a tremor, right? He's always shaking, right? And that's
Oh,
why
I didn't notice that.
you didn't
Really?
notice
At the
that.
end?
So he's always shaking, but that was all
at the
throughout the
end?
No, not even only
Throughout
at the end, throughout the whole movie.
Oh, okay. Then I was like, I thought he was just
That's why
dying.
you
No,
know-
no.
Just like,
But since he's a war dog, you feel me?
Uh-huh.
He has like this little tremor. You feel
Oh.
me? And that's why at the beginning of the movie, he asks Smoke or he
For
has Stack to roll the cigarette for him. And Stack is always the one rolling the cigarette.
And then
Oh.
remember
You feel me?
He's like, I need a cigarette, and he's like,
I got you. And then he rolls one up for him.
And he tries to roll one up for
At the
himself.
end,
he was like,
And he
fuck
couldn't
this.
do it and he
Yeah.
stows away. And that's
That's
why he
why
asked
he
the white dude, let me get a cig. You got a cig? You feel me? So the attention to detail, right? And then the whole movie, Smoke doesn't smile once. I implore you to go watch the movie and notice he does not smile once the whole movie. Always a serious face, always a serious demeanor. And he has this kind of like, his face is kind of like I don't want to say distorted, but it's kind of like always disturbed. It's like he has always a disturbed kind of facial expression, right? But when it comes to Stack, cheery, smiling. He's the charismatic guy. He's the one that always talking, you know, getting the word around and shit like that. Having the benefit of the doubt for people.
Yeah,
You feel me? That's
Smoke
Stack.
was questioning everyone.
Exactly. Smoke being a war dog that he is, questions everyone and make sure that all of his bases are covered. You feel me? Which I find absolutely
And then the
beautiful.
part of him being like, "Hey, watch him because he can't watch his own back."
Exactly. We'll talk about that in a second.
Because he knows Smoke.
We'll talk about that in a second, right? So, with that being said, Michael B. Jordan, the fact that he's able to play that many roles in one movie, in my opinion, I think is his best role he's ever done, in my opinion. With that being said,
Aside from Fantastic Four,
Aside from Chronicle.
He couldn't even
Oh,
finish
Chronicle
it.
was solid.
He couldn't even finish it, bro. That's actually funny. But yeah, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Another character I wanna highlight though. One of the most underrated characters in this movie, Miles Canton. Oh my God, Preacher Boy. Preacher Boy, right, is one of the most underrated characters because I feel like yes, all the publicity and all the press runs, Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and all that, right? And I get that 100%, right? They did crazy. They went crazy this movie. But Miles Canton, the fact that he was the main character in this movie, right? And he was also able to execute his role and sing at the same time, right? Throughout the whole movie in his voice. Such a beautiful,
That's actually him.
beautiful voice.
Yeah,
it was
he's
him
actually
singing
singing.
the
Oh,
whole
damn.
movie. You feel me? So I feel like it's an underrated role and he doesn't get enough praise, right, online for the role that he played in this movie. Because I feel like his role in this movie, low-key, was the glue that tied it all together.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you.
He was the main objective,
Exactly.
main character.
In the music, right? In his demeanor and how he acted, right? So he questioned his life. Like he didn't know which way he wanted to go, right? Did he want to be a preacher boy, right? Or did he want to, do music? You feel me? And at the end of the movie, when he comes back, right, or the beginning, you feel me? When he comes back to the church, right? His dad goes, drop the guitar, right? And he can't part ways with his, you know what I'm saying, with his passion. So it's kind of like that conflict within himself. Such a beautiful written character. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's such a beautiful execution. So shout out to Miles Canton. I feel like the people that are talking about this movie, please do more videos on the homie Miles Canton because I think he's arguably one of the best performances in this movie. So there's Miles Canton.
I thought he did really good too.
Really good, really good. And he actually sang it though. That's the thing to me, right? He was actually the one singing the whole time. So the fact that you have an actor that can also sing, you feel me, and sing in such a blues kind of a way, you feel me, which the whole movie centers around is insane. Like that's the perfect person you could ask for the role.
Yeah.
And I would
feel
say
me?
his accent honestly was the best for that time
Yes.
period.
Yes.
It was like
With a deep voice.
Yeah.
I like their accents. Right?
I like
pretty good.
I like his and I like the girls.
Mary?
Wait, which one?
The one that sang, black girl that sang.
The black girl.
Her accent- her accent was-
the
Preacher
one he
Boy's
got
girl.
at.
Yeah.
Preacher
one he
Boy's
got
girl.
at.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one that he went stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
He said, she's like married. He said happily.
happily.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now you are not married happily, clearly. Preacher Boy's a dog. That's crazy. I don't know why.
Even he was
That
asking,
nigga.
he's like, "Where's your
Yeah.
husband?"
Well, your husband.
She's like, "Nah,
Oh, yeah,
shit."
you pull up alone.
Yeah.
Dog.
That's
yeah,
crazy. Pulling up alone is nutty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
to a juke joint.
To a juke joint alone is nuts, right? In the 30s, mind you.
Homie fell in love after like 2 days.
No, nigga fell in love at sight.
Yeah,
At
for
first
real.
It was
sight.
less than a day.
Yeah, that nigga.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it was in
it's
one
one
night.
day.
Oh, one day technically. Yeah. But the vamps happened in one night. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Miles Canton, man, his role, his performance, actually top tier. So there's that. Anything you guys want to add on Miles Canton, real quick?
I like that his character was like an adopted brother of the twins.
Adopted brother.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, like a cousin. He was their cousin.
was
but
a-
like,
he
but
was
like
a
an
cousin.
adopted.
They
Yes.
treated him like very close.
Yes,
like a brother. Yeah.
Oh, no,
100%.
'cause
They
remember
did
he
their
was
best to
like,
look out for him.
Mhm.
yeah, like they were like, oh, is your dad beating on you?
Yeah.
Mhm,
and
yes.
And then he was like, no.
Nah.
They're like,
He
that's
was-
good. That's good.
Yeah.
But then also like how he was like conflicted on where he wanted to go.
Yes.
You could really tell he was like, I see what my cousins are doing.
Mm-hmm.
The way they have money, the way
Mhm.
they're living their life, they're
Mhm.
doing what my dad isn't doing.
Facts.
But the way that they were talking was like, no, go the way your dad is going.
100%. Yeah.
Or the way Smoke talked at the end of it.
That's actually a good point that you bring up, right? And the fact that they told Preacher Boy, "Yo, go the straight path. Don't go to the route that we're going through, right? You need to, choose your own route type of thing, right? Because the whole objective of the movie is Smoke and Stack running from their past, right? Running from the crimes that they committed in Chicago. You feel me?
Chicago.
They said they were working for who, right? Capone, right?
Al Capone?
Yeah, did they say Capone or did they? Who did they say?
I just thought they stole stuff from like big names.
They did.
It was like a
But
like Irish and
And Italian. And
and,
guess who's Italian, right?
The
Capone.
Mafia.
Yeah, the mafia. You feel me? So they probably stole from
Beige.
Capone. Beige Capone. Is it Capone? Who was
Capone
it?
is Chicago, but like I don't know.
Capone is Chicago, right?
Yeah, but I don't
okay,
know
it
if,
is
like-
Capone then. Okay, because they were like, yeah, we work for Capone. You feel me? And that's how they got the bread that they got, because they probably stole from Capone and stole from
Oh, I
all them
thought-
people, and then fleed from all that,
I
and
thought
that's why
they
they came back.
I thought they also got it from what's her name's mom.
Oh, the Mary's mom?
Really?
No. They, I don't
That's
think they
her
got it
Mary?
from her mom. Mary, the girl,
Oh.
Haley Seinfeld, yeah, Mary's mom. No, I don't.
Because
Think
I was
they
gonna say
did, at least.
that she was like, oh, you couldn't even like send flowers to my mom after
Mhm.
what she did for you.
Oh, just raise them. I
She
think.
raised them and they
Oh.
lived in their house, but.
Maybe like breastfed them. I think.
Whatchamacallit. But yeah, because they're trying to run away from their past, right? They were working for Capone, a well-known mafia member, right? And all the stealing, all the killing that they did, they just ran from all of that to create a juke joint. You feel me? To create this life that is better than the life that they were just living, right? And they don't want the same thing for Preacher Boy. So the fact that they're trying to prevent him from going the route that they went is kind of fire. I like that the
They
concept
still-
between the
I was
two.
gonna say they still wanted him to make music and do
Mhm.
what he wanted to do
Exactly.
and have
Mhm.
his passion
Mhm.
and not have like the blood on his hands.
Blood.
But then when
Yes.
they realized that they were gonna be underwater,
Mhm.
and then he was like, "You can kill me right now if you don't want me to play no music." And
Yeah.
he was like, "You just gave me an order."
Order.
boy.
I'm a
I'm a
soldier.
soldier.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is that when he held the guns, he
Yeah.
didn't have his tremors in.
Yeah. What?
His,
Oh,
he
his
didn't,
tremor?
When he was
didn't have a
holding the
tremor
gun,
when he held
he
the
didn't
gun.
shake.
That's valid. That is actually valid. So, but yeah, the concept between them three characters together is so fire. So, I feel like the Miles Canton character, Preacher Boy, right? He played a pivotal role in this movie, and without him, I don't think this movie would be as great as it was. So, shout out to
You mean
Miles Canton.
Shammay?
Shimmy, yeah, my fault, Shimmy. Oh, that's so tough, bro.
Sounds like the Grinch.
Yeah, shimmy. But with that being said, we can move on. We talked about
Oh.
oh,
off
it's
camera.
off.
Oh,
Oops. Yeah, it's fine. So we're not using that anymore. So I'll have the battery in there next time. This one I just use for the quick beginning parts. What?
He can't see. They can't see.
Oh, because they can't see. He's flipping me off. That's mean, bro.
Oh, they can't?
They can't.
But did you read it?
Read what? Oh, Caribou says, hey guys, y'all underrated. I watch each episode. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And FYI, One Piece is better than AOT. Oh yeah, you're already there. That's subjective. You feel me? I feel like you can make an argument for either one. But
that is the
Does One
objective
Piece
truth.
have half of their episodes?
that's your objective
As
truth.
a
That's
9.0.
the objective
Facts.
truth.
Huh?
It can be scientifically proven.
How?
With numbers
Which
Oh,
numbers?
really?
and stats.
You want to talk about numbers and stats?
figures,
We can talk about numbers and stats.
money,
See, that's different.
stacks.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's a better show.
See, One Piece is about to
CC?
stack, right?
Uh-huh.
You blowing smoke.
He's straight.
You know, the funny thing about that is One Piece ain't even on Fortnite. You know who is? Attack on Titan.
So it's like every other thing in existence.
And
So
they're all goats.
I don't know if that's
they're all
really
goats.
a flex.
It-
So is Sabrina Carpenter.
she's a goat, clearly.
I forgot she's on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Shout out Sabrina Carpenter.
Shout out to Brady
Uh,
Carpenter.
Who else?
Hey,
It's like every.
He just
everybody.
told us today John
Yeah.
Cena.
yeah, they have
Yeah,
John
they have John
John
Cena's
Cena.
crazy,
John
bro.
Cena, yeah.
And then who else?
Undertaker.
You know, you used to name like a.
Wrestlers?
Was it a wrestler? There was another character that you could.
He said Mortal Kombat, Scorpion,
Scorpion,
Raiden.
Raiden.
That's what it was rated.
He said the shoes.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
Jordan.
You could change the shoes and
Hey,
different.
Fortnite
characters.
go crazy with the skins, bro. They know that's their moneymaker, but I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Oh,
They got
that is.
Adventure Time now.
Well,
They
that's
have
crazy.
Avatar. They have both avatars, the blue motherfuckers,
Adventure Time's pretty sick.
and they have Aang. They have
The
Korra,
gang?
Zuko, and they have Aang in his Avatar state too.
Smooth.
He knows.
Smooth.
He knows.
But let's talk about some of the aspects in the movies, right? I want to talk about the foreshadowing. You feel me? Because that movie the movie Sinners foreshadows, right, a lot of things, right? One being,
Like the movie title, Sinners.
that's actually a good point. No bull. No, that's actually fire. Hold on. It's literally the movie is centered around sinners and people that sin. You feel me?
Hey.
And it's and like they said, like one of them said,
No, what did Dad say? What did Dad say?
what did Dad say?
What did Dad say?
What did Dad say? I'm asking you. What did Dad say?
I don't have really good memory.
I don't remember.
But he said something
Oh, he
that's
said-
related to sinners.
He
Yeah.
said, "If you dance with the devil, you'll bring him home."
Wait, the dad in the
He-
church said that?
He said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, at the beginning.
That's actually that ties into my point perfectly. The fact that you said that right now, right? And then
No, that was my favorite part, bro. 'cause
Right.
like he was like, you keep dancing with the
Yeah.
devil, you're gonna bring him home
Yeah.
one day.
He's like, oh, guys, this is my fault.
and then exactly, and then the fact that in the juke joint, right? What was it? The girl, the Asian girl, right? Oh, what's her name?
I love her character, by the way.
Uh-huh.
No, her character.
No, she's tough. She's a tough character.
It was surprisingly well written.
Tough character.
Really?
Well, very well written.
That's
I-
like how. Yeah.
I actually really
But
love.
what's her name? Do you guys remember her name?
that how that whole
I got
scene
you.
ended?
Thank you. Let me search it up.
That shit probably my favorite.
Her
part?
husband's
What she
name
did?
is
Juju
Bo.
Green.
Huh?
Juju Green.
Juju.
Wait,
name
is
is Juju?
that her name in the movie or like your actual name?
Grace, is that her name? I think it's
Grace.
Grace.
Grace and Bo. That's the name.
Okay,
what's that,
my
bro?
favorite scene.
Okay. Oh, but the fact that, the preacher said, right, you dance with the devil, you gonna bring him home, type of thing. And then that same night in the juke joint, Barry said, you guys are the reason these vampires are here, right? Because you motherfuckers dance with the devil type shit. So it kind of came full circle. They told you at the beginning of the movie, right? You dance with the devil, you gonna bring the motherfuckers home. And Smoking and Stack literally brought them home, right, from Chicago to that juke joint, right? All their baggage and all the shit that they went through, they brought all that home. All the sins, right? Sinners. They brought all the sins home, and everybody's is feeling the grunt of that force, which I find amazing.
But then question, I like how you brought that up, saying like you bring home your sins or your demons, right?
Yes.
But Sammy leaves home, right?
Shimmy!
At the very end, he doesn't stay at home. So
So he didn't bring the sins back.
back home. But
Yeah.
he's now off on his own adventure,
Woo!
meaning that he can't bring the devil home, even though he's still doing what he does.
Beautiful.
What's it called?
Shimmy. Oh,
Okay, so I know not everybody was guilty.
Yeah.
In the movie,
Mhm.
right? But like how the sinners all died, right? Yeah, the sinners all died.
No?
Who didn't die?
Shammy.
Did
But
Smoke
why
die?
Huh?
Did Smoke die?
Yeah.
Yeah, Smoke died.
Did he?
He died at the end. when
What did it?
That's
did
why
it,
he was holding the baby.
he was holding the baby. He was seeing him, but did he like fully die? Did
No,
we
he
see him
died,
fully
yeah.
die?
I think that's why he.
He was able to see his wife.
But
and
he was
kid.
he was able to shoot the white dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
No,
right
but it
before,
was
like-
on. It was like you see your life right before.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyways,
Like him crossing over.
Anyways,
You would just assume that he
what,
died.
what I'm trying to get
Yeah,
at, they also mentioned that the scene with Sammy and
Sammy.
and the vampire,
Yeah.
when he was drowning him, he was baptizing him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel that.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But-
yes.
But my point is like everybody dies,
Yeah.
and then the one sinner that gets baptized
Woo!
ends up surviving.
Yo, he spin. He spin. Everybody
That's
in the movie
fire.
died, but the one person that ended up getting baptized at the end did not die.
No, you know what's
Oh
crazy though?
my
is that
God.
someone had said that he pretty much got baptized by the vampire too.
Yeah.
Yes, which is crazy because he said, right, even though I went through hell, right, in my past, the music that you're singing is what brought me comfort
Yeah.
still. You feel me? Which is crazy. So it goes to show the vampire is still like he doesn't have all hate in his heart. You feel me? So the fact that he was baptized by the vampire and then he stayed alive at the end, fucking beautiful, yo. That was good. That was good, bro. Oh my god.
Good man.
Good man.
Good
That
cat.
was a good
Observation, no
Observation, no hockey.
I
brother.
piggybacked off of whoever said that.
Who
in
said
the
that?
chat. They said something about the
Who said that?
I forgot the word.
Uh,
They said something about the baptized. There you go.
Corey. Okay, the water scene was crazy too because Shimmy was low-key baptized by the devil. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's actually a valid one. Oh my God, put 2 and 2 together. Yo, Ryan Coogler, how do you do this, bro? That's crazy, dude. Oh, that's beautiful. But that's actually fire. Another foreshadowing, right? In Sinners is when Smoke tells Preacher Boy, he's like, "Yo, watch out for little bro. Like, watch out for him," because sometimes he gets carried away and he doesn't pay attention to his surroundings and whatnot, right? And then Stack, being a cheery, goofy dude that he is, he's like, you good, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? You think you could take me type of thing, right? Foreshadowing, he turns into a vampire and he actually takes on Preacher Boy, which is crazy. In the juke joint.
They fight?
Yeah,
Well,
he doesn't fight. Smoke, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Helps him out and shit. But that's the whole thing. Like, he says, "Oh, you think you could take me?" He can't. You know what I'm saying? That being the foreshadowing, as well as Preacher Boy has 2 chances to look after Stack. Right. First, when Smoke tells him in the little cornfield, he goes, "Yo, look after Stack." That's chance number 1. Right. The second time is in the juke joint when he's with the vamp Mary in the room. He goes, "Go get Stack." Again, by Smoke. He tells him once again, "Yo, this is your second chance. Go make sure Stack is cool." He goes to check on Stack. He's like, "All right." And then he leaves Stack. That right there is where he fucked up. He had 2 chances. He fucked up both chances. And that's why in the movie he goes, "It's all my fault." Because he had 2 chances, both told to him by Smoke to go look for his brother. And he still fucked up on both occasions.
Thinking about it, if he had stuck with Stack the entire time, like kind of watching him, like keeping an eye out, then he would have seen the interaction between Stack and Mary when they're coming up with the plan to go talk to the people and find out what they want, which initiated all the
100%.
Being,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So yeah, the whole movie.
Was he in the other room when that was happening?
I think he was.
He was.
I think he was getting. Yeah, he was getting his freak on. Yeah.
But then Stack heard. Oh
no, because I was gonna say the first time he didn't fuck up the first time when they went out to the town because he still had his back. And
the Smoke's order was to look out for him the whole time, right?
But then I'm saying Smoke was with him when they were in the juke joint, so doesn't it kind of like
okay, fair,
cease to exist?
Fair.
But but after that, that order of him being like go get him, he went and left him. That's definitely turning his back on his. Sure.
Yeah,
I think that definitely is a parallel. Like watch his back.
Yeah.
And it's you open the door, you see that,
you close it.
Yeah, that was like very much like, hey,
you have a chance.
That ties into what he was first telling you, like
100%.
I'm telling you now, like he won't, like he can't watch his own back.
And especially it's the fact that whenever he's around Mary, that's when he's the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the moment where you need to look after him the most.
And that's why Smoke didn't like her.
Exactly,
because he knew that
was his vulnerability.
He knows that
Snow
Stack drops
bunnies.
Thanks, brother.
Snow bunnies.
So wait, none of you guys have seen Peaky Blinders?
No.
But not Aya. That one. No.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Time out. Someone give me a better impression.
Well, I haven't watched it.
You haven't seen Peaky Blinders?
I've only seen like that scene.
I haven't watched it.
I've seen just clips.
Yeah. Oi, Pike.
I love it.
No, but like,
No, I remember the scene of him being like, they did a bet, and he was like, if I lose, then you let me fuck your
daughter.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You're wild.
No, that scene's actually fucking fire.
Go ahead.
It's what is it? Michael B. Smoke and Sack remind me of Thomas Shelby, the main character. It's like it's a soldier. It's a strong, serious, business-esque man. And then what I like though, the fact that it's now split. Now you have Smoke, the business-oriented man.
Yeah.
But Stack, this different character, like the cool uncle. And it felt like I'm glad there was both characters because either one by themselves, I could see the story play out differently.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we got to see those 2 type of parallels of the story.
That's fire. No, the fact that there's 2 characters and each character is a different kind of personality is so tough, right? I want to add the fact that the foreshadowing, right? He told him to watch his back, right? And then he has a chance to watch his back, and then he fails, and then he ends up turning into a vampire, and then he blames himself because he was given a direct order from Smoke, and then he failed to watch his brother's back. So I feel like that is a great storytelling, right? It shows you at the beginning of the movie, right?
Doesn't he say like when he's like, go get him, then he's like, why can't you?
Yeah. Yes. Ooh,
and then,
yes.
And then the brother decides like, because I told you to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Well, then in that circumstance, you might think or could argue Smoke was also to blame for not watching his brother's back.
Fair. Oh, his whole life he's been watching his. Oh, go because the whole life.
In that moment, he put the responsibility onto someone else.
His whole life, Smoke was watching Stack's back, right? And the one time their whole life that he puts the responsibility onto someone else is when Stack loses his life. That's fucking insane. Oh my God, Ryan Coogler. The more I think about it, the deeper this shit gets. It's actually crazy, bro. It's actually crazy, bro.
Again, like I watched it once, but my memory's not the best. I feel like we rewatched it again.
Mm-hmm. It should probably.
You might have to fact check a lot of this shit.
No. All this shit that we talking about is facts.
I don't know how much. I don't know how.
No, that's actually facts.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
And why he felt so bad at the very end.
Yeah, and that's why exactly like I was gonna say at the end of the movie. That's why he's not really like. He's not blaming no one else. He's like not looking at anyone else. It's because he takes the blame upon himself. Because what I'm saying I'm big bro. I gotta watch after him.
Again, he's a soldier.
He's a
his
soldier.
brother dying. It's because he didn't have his brother's back.
Exactly. So and like in the line of fire, if you don't have your brother's back, you know what I'm saying. That's you could stand to lose him.
What's crazy is he put the responsibility on his younger cousin.
On the young cousin, bro. That's my cousin. Oh fuck, bro. But yeah, so that's such a beautiful way to tell a story and foreshadow a story at the beginning and then tie it all in at the end and still make it hit. Like it still hits. Even if you knew it was gonna come, it still hits emotionally. Right? For one. Well, let's see what Ivana says. Ivana says the foreshadowing of Grace's action mirrors historical realities where marginalized communities faced impossible choices under systemic threats.
See, it's shit like if I knew more historical facts that I can kind of like tie that into, like, yo, that's probably so true, right? But because it kind of falls on semi-deaf ears where like, I don't necessarily know exactly what you're talking about, it doesn't hit as much. Yeah. But you are probably right. You were probably so right that what you're saying is like, if spot you know, on. You know.
Yeah. I do want to bring up something about Grace though in that movie. In at that time in the 30s, right? Asian communities were kind of the bridge. Like they called themselves the bridge between the two communities, right? Because they sold to both black people and they sold to both white people, as well as they were allowed to have businesses in the communities. You feel me? And the fact that in the movie, it was kind of them that Smoke relied on to kind of, make this, make that, do this, do that. You feel me? It was kind of like a nod of like, oh, you can rely on these people, right? At that time during historic presence. You feel me? And also the fact that when the vampires were outside, she was the one that was like, come on in, fuckers. Fire. You feel me? So she was the bridge between the humans and the vampires in that instance.
Initially, I was pissed.
I was pissed
Initially, I was like, I would have shot her. I would have killed her.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Smoke would have been a lot more mad.
Yeah, no, same.
I'd be like, what? Boom, boom. All right, let's go.
Initially, I was upset by how things played out and like just in her, because she was still thinking about her daughter, right? And like her husband in the words like, hey, I'm going to go visit our daughter and kill her or turn or whatever, right? I'm like, damn, that's tough, right? That's a hard decision.
Yeah.
She got worked up. She wanted the smoke, but they're like, hey, no. She said that they got the smoke. Dude, I kid you not, the scene, she runs at homie, ignites on fire while burning alive, sticks the stake into her husband's chest, right? Dying, burning over him.
And with her. Yeah.
Do you see that
beautiful. That is beautiful.
Gorgeous. That was my favorite scene in the entire movie.
100%.
Aside from the quick draws.
She for sure.
The quick draws are fucking dope too.
She for sure killed her husband. That was the guy that she.
That was the vampire. She died with him. Yeah.
I was gonna say because I thought that, but I didn't see.
You can't see. Yeah, because they were on.
That happens fast. They were on fire. When everything's like scrambling.
And they were on fire together. Yeah. So it's like Oh, but yeah, that's such a beautiful kind of concept because she's the bridge between the vampires and the humans in that instance as well.
And they even knew she was gonna say something because they tried to cover her mouth, and then that's when she bit his hand.
Yeah,
and then say, "Come in,
come on in." Yeah. Oh my
that's
god,
fire. That's like dope. That's dope to know. That she's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So the same way
about it.
The same way in that historical period, she was the bridge between black people. They were Asian people were the bridge between black people and white people. She was the bridge between the humans and the vampires. So.
Did you see? It's more like a kind of late foreshadow, right?
Yeah.
But what happens is that the vampire, when they're asking for entrance in the doorway, right? He says like, because he's like, oh, you're not gonna let me in because of the color of my skin.
Because the color of my skin.
He's like, why can't we all just be family, right? For tonight. But then what ends up happening? They all end up becoming family. They all become vampires.
They do all end up becoming family.
That was a point he was making too.
Fair.
Like, that they were all like together. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't like really matter. At the end of the day, they're all gonna be like he's making
Together
his
as
own little
vampires.
community, vampires and shit like that.
True. That's fire.
So I was like, oh, that's a funny nod.
That
That's
is.
a funny way of phrasing it. You look like you in the evil way. You know what I'm saying?
Low key.
He's like, why
That's
can't we
actually
just
valid.
all be family tonight? You
But
know?
only on their terms, though. That's just the funny
Uh-huh.
thing. The family only on their terms, not the terms of the humans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is interesting as well. So that's beautiful. That's oh my god, dude. It's so crazy how deep these movies go. Like Ryan Coogler really thought about everything. You feel me? That's so fire. But yeah, the fact that you know what I'm saying that the foreshadowing of Smoke and Stack and him turning into a vampire, like they told you at the beginning of the movie, they told you like, yo, watch his back, and that watch your back was a signal to be like, this nigga's gonna lose his life. The carelessness in himself is what causes him to lose his life. So sadly, man, tragically.
I was gonna
Damn
say how
We're talking about Sinners, by the way. That's the movie that we're talking about.
how Annie, Smoke's girlfriend, how she was
Yeah.
like told Cornbread like, you've been here in and out all day.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just walk in right now?
And
And then she was able to catch on that they're vampires, which was crazy
Fire.
because it was like you saw how Stack's girlfriend, Haley Seinfeld, she
Yeah.
was like, so are you gonna let me in or not?
Yeah.
And
She did it really smart though.
She
yeah,
did.
the way because
Are you gonna move away?
The
Move
way-
out the
exactly.
way?
the
Yeah.
way she said it
Yeah.
was the way she got in.
Yeah.
Where everyone else was like, oh, can I come in?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're asking politely,
Permission,
but everyone else or
Mhm.
she was just like, so are you gonna move and let me in?
Yeah. Smart.
No,
Smart.
yeah.
That was smart.
Big plays.
Very smart.
Big plays.
Yeah.
Because she was able to use her relationship with everyone to be able to get in.
To get in.
Mm.
Fuck
You know,
that, bro.
I'm not sure if it's supposed to be symbolic,
Mhm.
but it's like the white people were the downfall to like
Of that community.
of that community
Ooh,
in that. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
I'm not sure if it was supposed to be symbolic because like
Yeah.
out of any other person,
Mhm.
you could have done corn. You could have used cornbread. You could've
Cornbread.
used, like
That's true.
Him fucking up at the
Yeah.
gate, you know,
Uh-huh.
and being the cause of it or something, or him turning initially or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it
You used but you used the only
Only-
white person
yes.
that was on their side.
exactly,
That's crazy.
exactly
But-
against them.
Ooh, against them.
Well, and then
That's
she
fucking
also
insane.
volunteered to go out.
Yes.
So she was like, oh, they'll trust me.
That's actually ironic as fuck. The fact that
Yeah.
she went out there to help that community, the black community
Yeah.
in the juke joint, but ended up being the downfall to the black community in the juke joint. That's
Hey,
insane.
I feel like that's some shit we don't even understand.
That's like you don't even understand
Yeah,
that.
we don't
shit.
even get
like,
it,
You don't
you
even
know?
get. You didn't even know that until you knew that.
That's-
type of
that's
thing.
crazy.
That's not even a pivotal like talking point. But he just threw that in there because like I can't do that.
we need to see people break this
Yeah,
down.
break this
you
shit
know?
down,
and use
like-
like some historical context
Facts.
or like
Facts.
something.
The more we talk about
Examples.
it, the more we break it down. Like literally, we're chiseling at it, and then we're seeing the whole picture. That's so fire, bro.
Oh, the wildest
My
thing too
God.
was when Cornbread was getting killed, or was it Cornbread?
Cornbread
Or no,
was-
it was the guy
Cornbread.
with it was the guy that had the scar on his
Yes.
face banging.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he ends up getting freaking
Yes.
turned to a vampire.
Yes.
The Asian husband, Bo,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
He
He
ends
just-
up walking up. He's like, I got the car
Facts.
running warm. Let's
While
go.
that's happening.
And then she's like, don't you see
See
this?
that?
And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, don't worry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then, dude, that was crazy.
Hey, man, that's just so
I
fire.
feel like maybe that was a nod on how like movies they do that where like it's something so obviously
Obvious.
wrong, but then
Mhm.
the character's so caught up in their feelings for the person,
Uh-huh.
but they forget about logic,
Yeah.
and then they go out and die.
they're
right?
oblivious.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, everyone
Mhm.
knows the right answer until your
Mhm.
emotions get involved.
Yeah.
True.
Mm.
And her emotions were connected to her wife
Mhm.
or her daughter
Husband
and her
and
husband.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Life of the Anime Podcast, man. Joe and Preston in the building, man. Shout out to y'all. You feel me? We got the three camera setup going. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, hope you guys enjoy. You feel me? Shout out to you guys. But I do also want to bring up the color coordination in the movie. You feel me? I think that was such a beautiful way to distinguish the two twins. You feel me? One being blue and one being red. Right? Stack being the red. You feel me? The way that he, carries himself and shit like that is so distinctly different from Smoke. Right?
Okay.
We really didn't need the color coordination to tell them apart because Michael B. Jordan did such a great job. But the color coordination does it justice. It makes it so easy to tell which twin is which. You feel me? It makes it easy to tell, okay, this is Smoke, this is Stack. Even when they're
in the same place.
in the
together.
same place, yeah, in the same building, in the same environment. It's so easy to tell which is which. So I think more movies should do the color coordination because I feel like it's very pleasing to the mind to break it down which character is which, right?
I feel like maybe like a certain color means a certain thing.
Mm.
So
Yes.
they were probably trying to symbolize like
Mhm.
maybe red kind of.
Bloods and Crips.
Low key though, when you think about it, culturally speaking, he's not wrong.
How does it work culturally?
Yeah, explain
Talk
it
to
to
me.
me. I think I'm a little slow.
Yeah, look good.
Cause you heard the tale two cities. No, I'm just kidding.
I honestly, if you go deep into it, there's probably is a historical message behind why one's red and why one's blue. You feel me? It could be maybe because Crips and Bloods came from the same kind of origin. You feel me? Type of thing. I don't know. I don't know the
When
history
you tie
behind
it
that.
into
Red
something,
is
when you
blood.
tie it in like that,
Yeah.
it makes a little sense, but I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know the history behind it.
Think
So if
about
that
it.
could be the case.
Stack became a vampire. He's obsessed with blood.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Hey, spit.
Yeah.
that could be valid. That could be valid. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that could be valid.
And then Smoke is blue. He went to heaven, like on 55th.
On 55th Street.
You're so foul.
But whatchamacallit, the fact that Michael B. Jordan was able to portray, right, two different characters, right, in two different lights, two different showcasings. You feel me? It was such a beautiful performance. Because Smoke was so distinctly different from Stack. Neither of them had the same kind of mannerisms, the same kind of attributes to themselves. Smoke always had this little tremor, right? He always had this little thing that he had with his hand. He was always shaking. That's why he had Stack roll up the cigarettes for him. And Stack was always tolerant with his brother. He was always willing to understand where his brother was coming from because he was always the one looking out for him. You feel me? So he was always like, all right, let me see what Stack, let me see what Smoke says. Like, if he says that, okay, I'll go with it. Like, I understand. I see where he's coming from. But he was also the tolerant one in terms of being tolerant with other people, right? The bridge between his brother and everyone else,
Yeah.
right? Because it's kind of like how Robert Downey Jr., he doesn't like getting handed things, right? As Iron Man. He doesn't like getting handed things. That's why he goes to Pepper. He's like, hand it to her, and then she'll hand it to me. Type of thing. You know
Why
what
is
I'm
it
saying?
again?
I don't know.
I forgot why.
If I'm not-
He doesn't like being handed things.
He
He
doesn't.
straight up said that.
But the only person he allows that is
Pepper.
from Pepper and
People he trusts?
people he trusts. So Pepper, what's his name? His name is stuck in, like literally on the tip of my tongue.
I don't
Happy.
Happy,
Pepper?
Happy
Yes.
handed
Kevin
himself?
Feige?
Yes, it was in I think the second or the third, the second movie when they're in the car together, and he's like, he doesn't like being handed things, so he grabs it, and then I think he hands it to
Got you.
Tony, or he might not even hand it to Tony. I think he just grabs it himself.
Someone made a comparison. Smoke has like a blue hue to it,
Mhm.
while Stack is red because smokestacks usually are made of bricks or like a chimney.
Ooh, that's crazy. I like that one.
They're called the Smoking Stack
Smoking Stack Twins. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, it's like that whole Iron Man thing, right? The only people that he takes stuff from are Happy and Pepper and his dad. His dad when he traveled back to the past in Avengers Endgame.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Smoking Stack.
No. Robert Downey, Iron Man's dad. So it's kind of like that situation where Stack is the bridge between Smoke and everyone else.
Smoking Stack just in Avengers.
Yeah,
Chilling.
tight shit. But I find that beautiful. And then the little mannerisms that each person has, right? Stack always smiling, right? Stack always has that little gold tooth, right? And he's always smiling. He always got that like,
Gold Tooth was
Grill.
pretty cool.
yeah,
And then the toothpick too.
yeah, and then the toothpick,
It
right?
wasn't
And
even a full gold tooth. It was like the outlining.
the
Yeah,
outline,
yeah,
right?
that's pretty sick.
And he always has that demeanor of like openness. Everybody's willing to talk to him, all right? Smoke always reserved, always kind of like hesitant, always kind of like he's head on a swivel type of
Kneecapping
thing.
people.
Kneecapping people, right? If
No,
somebody
and they told you, or they showed you that he was a soldier in the beginning when he shot the second guy.
exactly.
Where he was like, "Hey, y'all gonna go say you almost
robbed the Smokestack Twins. Exactly.
Where Stack would have probably just sat there and been like, "Oh, nah, y'all good. Like, what are y'all doing?" You know? what I
Yeah,
mean?
talked it out and be like, all right, get on your way type shit. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that each one has this distinct feature to them, and it's so easy to tell even without the colors, is just a testament to how well Michael B. Jordan played those roles, man. I'm not gonna lie. So that shit's fire. Their real names are also, yes, Elias and Elijah. Something like that. So which is
Eli.
fire. Eli and Elijah. Yeah, both Eli. That's crazy.
And they're twins.
And they're twin-inoms. That's wild.
I wonder
That's
if that
actually
has a
wild.
reason.
That probably does. And knowing Ryan Coogler, that probably does, bro.
What if
So-
those
those-
names were like biblical?
No, they are biblical.
I'm about to say,
That-
aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
both of them?
Yeah.
I don't know what that ties into.
Like, what are the stories?
Yeah,
behind these
what the
characters
story
and how
is-
they correlate to like the characters in the
in the
movie.
stories and the religion and stuff like that. I don't know, but I feel like it could, have something to do with that, which is fire. So, but yeah, I love the fact that Smoke was always Stack was always rolling the cigarette for smoke, right? And actually, the way they did that was it was very pinpoint. It was very pinpoint. They had markers where they stand and also hand off, so it had to be exactly perfect, right? And they had to redo the takes multiple times. And Michael B. Jordan was handing it off to himself, basically. You feel me? So he would be in both places and motion his hand in a way that receives it perfectly. The cigarette.
I can't imagine how hard that is to like play.
Insane.
Yeah,
insane.
That's crazy.
To do two wildly different roles and also
how did
interact with himself. Huh?
How did he fight with himself?
They probably had a double when he was fighting him.
Oh,
with himself.
Okay. I was like, would he have to like? That's crazy.
Yeah,
really good editing.
Yeah, really
Elias,
good editing.
Elias and Elijah are biblical figures, with
Mhm.
Elias being the Greek version of Elijah.
The Greek version. Oh,
Wait, the
so
Greek
two
version
different
of
stories.
Mm-hmm.
So do two different stories,
Of the same.
but same person. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Elijah is a Hebrew name, and Elias is a Greek name.
Huh.
that's insanity. So two
Bo-
different
both
worlds
names
converging.
Both the names refer to the same prophet from the Old Testament.
Wow. So it's one character, but split into
different
two
names.
different
There's two different names.
names for two different stories.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
So that's literally Smoke and Stack. They're two different personalities, but technically came from the same embryo. Oh
Elijah's
my
name
God.
means Yahweh
Oh
is my God,
Yeah.
and is spelled Elias in some versions of the Bible. So when they depict the words,
Yeah.
like, translated,
Yeah.
they're pretty much the same name
Yo, y'all
because they're
finna,
the same person.
y'all about to see a bunch of Sinners clips coming out within the next few weeks. I just want to let you know. Over the next week, I should say.
That's
So
fire, though.
that is fire. I did not know that. That's actually insane. So
It kind of reminds me of like you understand it's the Percy Jackson when you go to like either the Greek school or like the Roman school.
Roman
It's like
school,
the same
yeah.
person.
mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Eli said, two versions of the same person. That's freaking insane. That's oh my god, the writing, Ryan, Mr. Kugler.
So he just double freaked for real.
He
Hey, low
yo,
key. Wait.
low key, he was a
'Cause-
freak times two.
Yes.
That's insane.
He about it.
He was about that life, bruh. That's wild, bruh.
That's how the one cake have two.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You're drooling
No
Hey.
facts.
with the swiftness."
With
Josh
the
Allen, that's
swiftness.
crazy. You let your wifey do that
Yeah,
to
nah,
another
that's-
man.
yo,
That's
chill,
wild.
It's a movie. It was a role.
Instigated.
Yeah, it was a role. It
She's
was
a
role.
good actor.
She's a good actor.
I don't know. I didn't even know that drooling was acting
Yeah,
into
maybe,
another man's mouth.
maybe it wasn't her.
How much was you getting paid
And
for
maybe
this?
it wasn't even drool.
I hope it.
Hey,
But I do want to say the difficulty in what Michael B. Jordan did, right? In the fact that literally when the twins
Struggling with two different women.
when yeah, that one too. But when he'd have to interact with himself, it literally have to be perfect, angle to angle, frame to frame. You feel me? Stop. That's gross. Bro.
He
Why
did
y'all
not
doing
str-
that,
hey, he
bro?
didn't struggle.
Yeah, he
He
had
still
to.
has it.
Yeah, I
He
know.
hey, he didn't struggle with Annie.
The
the only-
liquid right there. Yeah.
The only one he struggled with was the white
Oh,
girl.
as lit. He didn't struggle what?
He only struggled with the white girl. The white girl was the one that was fucking causing all the
Yeah,
problems.
that's how you know she got some black in her, bro. But what you call it?
You people.
It's gonna be a catchphrase here. I ain't gonna lie to you. W instigating Zeke is crazy. I still
Josh
need to
Allen,
watch this?
bro.
No,
you need to
100%
watch your
watch
girl,
Sinners.
bro. You need to watch your girl.
All right, but
My boy Hatim's next
no,
up.
chill. I am not finna pull it. Sorry, it was there. I just had to take it. But the fact that the markers they had to perfectly right between himself really right and take the cigarette. He literally had to. You know what I'm saying? All right, cut, and then he had to go over, right, and then boom, he gets the cigarette from the other side. It's so crazy how he had to do that. And then every time, I don't know how they recorded it, but if they recorded like, okay, he'd have to record a Smoke this day and Stack the other day. He'd literally have to change, right, completely different personas
And then-
in order to execute.
And then still remember like what the other version of him did.
Yes,
Match it back,
exactly.
right?
He'd have to remember what the other person did, right, in the same scene, but do what his character in that specific scene is doing. So he'd have to swap between background. It's crazy,
And
bro.
then I like the shot where they're in when Smoke is in the town. I
Yeah.
think it's after he shoots the two people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, go get your mom.
Yeah.
It's a long shot. They
Yeah.
go outside of the town, grab her, they come right back in the store. It's one whole shot.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's so tough. It is so tough, bro. So their characters are so well written, so well thought out, and the fact that Ryan Coogler was able to do this for so many different characters at the same time. It's funny because you'll watch the movie, and then as you're watching it, each character has so much depth already, but you don't even know that, like, their story.
Coogly Bear.
What?
Coogly Bear.
Coogly Bear.
What does that mean?
Ryan Coogler.
Okay.
The Coogles.
The Googles, huh? Anyways, the fact that each character has so much depth without even knowing their story is crazy. Like, you can feel that they're such a troubled character by how they act, by how they talk, by how they interact with each other. It's weird. Like, you can tell they've been through some shit within each other. It's insane. I don't know how he does that shit. But that's a testament to the actor's skill to be able to tell that these guys been through some shit without even having to see their past or any stories previous to what we know from seeing their characters is kind of crazy. Also, I would love to see something like a prequel, right? Between the Smokestack twins. I ain't gonna lie to you. So something around like their time in Chicago or their time,
like them leaving to go to Chicago, because they said it's been years.
Exactly. Right? So they could start off with like them staying with Mary or whatever, right? And then going to they left her, right? They weren't sending flowers or whatever, and then they go to Chicago, or they go to war. They went to war. You feel me? They were in the army and shit like that. And then Chicago. So that whole life between when they come back from Chicago to before they went out from Chicago. So because I think they grew up there, right?
Chicago.
Or is that they grew up in the town that they're at right now, the Mississippi Delta. I think they grew up in that Mississippi Delta area. So from the time they grew up there to all the way when they left and then came back, I feel like that time period will be such a dope prequel to do.
The
Huh?
The Shy?
The Shy?
The Shoddy.
The Shoddy.
The Shy.
Yeah, the Shy?
Isn't that what they call Chicago?
Oh, the Shy. Yeah, Chirac. Yeah,
Shy.
Chirac. But he's getting hang of it. He's getting the hang of it. I see the brother in you coming out. Huh? Okay, respectable. He's teasing.
Put the little anime blushing.
But
you gotta
edit that in.
What's the fucking cover of the YouTube
Intro?
Thumbnail. Yeah,
Thumbnail.
that's to be the thumbnail. But what should we call it? But I think that would be such a tough prequel to do. But in an interview, he did say that he wanted to step away from the chain movies. You know, the movies that the blockbuster chain movies
Like Creed and stuff.
yeah, like Creeds and the Black
Oh, he
Panthers.
did make Creed, huh?
Yeah, and that's why he said he was like, I kind of want to just do something else for once. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why he said he probably won't go into like a prequel or a sequel, because he wanted to step away from that and do his own thing for a second, you know, for a change, which I 100% respect. But hey, if you want to do that prequel, brother, please, I would love to see that. That would be fire, bro. That would be fire. Or a sequel, honestly. I'm not even mad at it. I don't know how they would do a sequel, but
I want to see them do the indigenous Americans.
Oh,
the
yes.
the indigenous people versus the vampires.
Vampires, I think that would be fire too, because they really didn't touch up on that very much at all, right? And they looked like they were foremost experts on vamp killing. So I think that would be cool to see. And also the fact that I don't know how other actors would be able to execute the same way the actors we have right now did. So I don't know. I kind of don't want to see that just because I think these performances are so hard to beat. But I think if you keep, I think you should keep Michael B. Jordan at least. Because I don't know how Miles Canton, he's a little young in the story, so I don't know how he would play into it. But definitely keep Michael B. Jordan. But yeah, that was how I felt.
The post-credit scenes?
About that. Post-credit scenes. Let me check if there's anything else. I need to add.
Chicago.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about the post-credit scenes. You go ahead. You go start it off.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, because someone was asking if they had left early after the post-credit scenes. There's 2 post-credit scenes.
Previous relationships with Town and Preacher Boy before they left. Fair. I would like to see that. I don't know if you're specifically talking about before they left to the army or Chicago, or if you're talking about
The
Shy. Oh yeah, sorry. The Shy, or they left to
Military.
Yeah, something like that. So either way, I would love to see it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was gonna say in the first post-credit scene, when it's actually like Sammy grown up,
Shammy.
30 years later.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the other musician next to him,
Mhm.
the bigger fellow. His name is Kingfish, and he, believe it or not, he's actually people believe him to be not the second coming, but like the revive of blues music, blues
Really?
and like rock and roll fusion. Yeah, he's very good. He's like roughly our age,
Mhm.
or maybe a little older. But yeah, he's like.
Damn.
Actually, I went to go see him here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's a real
Oh,
artist,
crazy.
and he was in the movie.
Post credit.
Oh, in the post credits, that was him. That was actually him.
But people say he can like rip and shred very nicely. on guitar.
Wow, that's fire.
That's pretty sick.
I'm gonna have to run. The
I didn't
ones.
notice that. I'd run the ones.
Well,
is
see, you can
crazy.
tickle the ivories better.
What?
Tickle the ivory is crazy, bro.
Jack Black, isn't it? Was it tickle the ivories of the piano or is it guitar?
I don't remember, but I
think-
know what you're talking about.
Chicken
Chicken jockey.
Grown-ups,
But
man.
that's actually fire. In the post credit scenes were tough. In how he still had the scar, he still had the mark from the scratch.
And you realize that Stack is still alive.
Yes.
With his
Shoddy.
Shoddy.
Oh, and did you notice at the end in the
acrylics?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. But very nice acrylics, I would say, very nice. Oh, but did you notice how at the end, the security guard comes up to Preacher Boy and he
Yes.
goes, "There's some people that say they know you. Should I let them in?" And then Preacher Boy goes, "Yeah, go ahead, let them in." And that was the kind of the nod to like they're still vampires. They needed to be let in to see
Well, as soon
Preacher
as
Boy.
the security guard goes, "You guys can come in."
Yeah.
He snapped and looked and knew right away.
Yeah,
that it
he,
was like,
he slowly turned. He's like, "Oh my
They do
god,
it, but
such a beautiful."
They do it so well. Like it's just a natural. Like it makes
Yes.
sense that you have to ask
to come in.
to come into somewhere that's private.
They
you
said
know?
they're willing to pay $100 each. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
he's like,
valid.
"Nah, he
They're
good. Don't
paying.
worry. Yeah, you're good. Come on in," type shit. So the fact that they added that into the end of the movie too, and it still kind of was relevant throughout the whole movie, it's so tough.
Was the
So
amount
tough.
of money that Stack gave Preacher Boy significant in any way?
no.
How much did he give? Do you remember?
200.
He gave him 200.
At the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like, because back in during the movie, they're like, "I'll pay you 10 cents," or they're like, "I'll pay you $2 whole." They're like, "Damn, $2 whole or $10?"
I mean, they did say to I forgot his name, but the old guy,
The musician,
the music, the what's that shit called?
clarinet,
Cla-
flute.
$20?
No, what's that?
What is it?
Harmonica. The harmonica. The guy that was playing harmonica. They said, Stack said, "I'll pay you $20 a night."
Oh, and then he bumped it up to 40.
To 40. So I don't know if that has a significance to the 200. 20 to 200. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But all I do know is that
40 a night. Low-key a lot.
40 a night at that time was
Oh,
a
he was balling.
hefty amount. So
On the fact that Stack still had respect for Smoke,
Love it.
while with the whole thing of him being like, "Oh, I promised him I wouldn't come near
facts. Yes.
you," and he still did, and he
Mhm.
left him untouched when he left.
yes.
Where it was like
Beautiful.
he even gave him that nod of like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do anything to you, but I
Mhm.
came to come see you."
Yeah, exactly. In the fact that he kept the promise that from his brother. Right?
For
He's
all
like,
those years.
yeah, my
too.
brother was like, he's like, my brother made me promise to never touch you or harm you in any way. So and he still kept that promise. And then at the end, right, they go and he asks, right, he's like, Preacher Boy goes, "Even though that night still haunts me to this day, for 24 hours, it was one of the best nights I've ever had. Or one of the best days, sorry.
It was like
Before the sun went down, it was one of the best days I've ever had in my life." And he was like, "Do you feel the same way?" And Stack goes, "Yeah, I also felt the same way." So and it goes through and it play.
And he
He
goes,
said-
and he literally says, "It was the last time I saw my brother."
It was
And
the
the
last
last-
time I saw my brother.
And the sunrise.
It's the last time I saw the sunrise as well.
Or the sun.
So,
Or
yeah,
felt
the sun
or something.
Yeah. So such a beautiful, beautiful story. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I teared up twice during that movie. I teared up at the end scene when Smoke was rolling up the cigarette, right? Because throughout the whole
I
movie,
didn't get that.
You
I
didn't
wish
get
I
that?
got it. I wish I understood what was going
my
on.
God.
I thought he just got frustrated. I thought he was just like bleeding out. He
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
fuck this shit,
nah, dude, I genuinely like, cause I don't know if I can cry. I don't think I've ever cried to like a film, right, or any piece of media. I don't know if I can genuinely cry to a piece of media, but that I think was the closest I got to crying, bro, because the motherfucker's brother always rolled up a cigarette for him, and at the end of the movie, he's trying so desperately after everything he's been through that whole night. He's trying so desperately to wrap one up. You feel me, for the one time. and it made me remember his brother, and I was like, "Fuck, bro." Because didn't it also play out the whole day again when he was trying to roll up?
He did like a little recap, yeah.
He did a recap, right? And that's what got. I was like, "Fuck, bro."
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Stack
my
in the
God.
beginning was smoking. He was smoking and he passed it to him.
Yeah,
and they passed it back.
He rolled it up
Yeah.
and he passed it to him at first.
Well,
Yeah.
because he hit it. Yeah, they were passing it back and forth while hitting it. Because I was
And-
gonna say after that, I don't see him smoking
At all.
Stack?
at all.
Yeah.
Stack? Yeah. And then he was like, roll, because after that whole conversation with the white guy, he was like, roll up another one for me. He was like, coming right up. So like that nod, right, to the beginning of the movie, him rapping the cigarette for him, and then at the end, his brother is not there anymore to rap it for him. You feel me? It's such a beautiful way of storytelling, and Ryan Coogler does a good job of really making you connect with characters because it's all his movies are so character driven and so character heavy. So the story it just oh fuck, bro. And then that end scene where Michael B. Jordan as Smoke was just gunning down everybody, right? Even throughout the whole night, the fact that he lost everyone he loves, he lost all of them. You feel me? With the exception of Preacher Boy, but even Preacher Boy, he was like, "Go, I'm gonna handle the rest." You feel me? He knew that was it for him. You feel me? So he set up camp, and then with a sniper in the bushes like a soldier, boom, 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 with not even like a second thought. He's like, "Go, I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna get it done." You feel me? He didn't even have a second to grieve, right, from the loss of his lover, of his brother, of his friends. He didn't have a second at all. And then at the end of the movie, he still dies like a soldier. It's crazy, bro.
No, what's wild too is now thinking about it. It's like when they first bought that mill house. I think it was Smoke that was on the ground.
Yeah.
Feeling like, well, you guys clean the floors? And the guy was like, yeah, we did. And he's like, well, what was on here before?
Yeah.
And then
He spits.
later down the line,
Oh, yes.
the vampire was telling him like, oh, dude, like this is like a trap. Like, this is what happens. Like you guys were going to die no matter what.
The foreshadowing was crazy. And then also when the vampire went to the house, he saw the suits they had in that house.
That's crazy. No, the foreshadowing is nuts the whole movie, bro.
I didn't catch it, so it probably had like
blood on it.
blood.
Yeah.
Wild. I didn't
And
catch
then
that.
the white dude spit on the ground, right? That was kind of a nod too, to be like, you don't fuck with your kind, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why they were about to like they were threatening him. Intimidating him, like trying to kill him and shit. And that was kind of a nod to like, yeah, you niggas are gonna die in this building, you know what I'm saying, if you're not careful. So that's such a good fucking catch, bro. God damn, yo, this movie beautiful. Beautiful spirit, bro. Beautiful spirit. Oh man. Yeah, so if you haven't watched Sinners, go watch it. IMAX preferably. I recommend IMAX 100%.
The perforations.
The 15 perforation.
Gotta have the perforations.
Horizontal vertical perforation for. But yeah, 100%. This movie's a top tier movie. Ryan Coogler, some of Ryan Coogler's best works. You feel me? And it's funny because vampires were such a pivotal kind of thing in the movie, yet so little, right? It was so character driven that you kind of even forget sometimes that vampires are a part of the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's weird.
Or anything. I didn't even know.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
fire.
have no
That's dope.
idea that it was vampires.
I watched the trailer and I already saw Haley Steinfeld as a vampire. I saw his brother kind of turn into a vampire as well.
That's why I like going into shows and movies without knowing,
yeah,
because
I'm
then
not
you get spoiled.
100%. I'm not gonna watch it. It's because it was Ryan Coogler movie. It was Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld. I had to watch that shit, bro. I was like, damn.
I feel like
I see.
what kind of sold the movie or interest for me was the fact that it was like just like Haley Steinfeld and
Michael B.
Jordan.
100%.
just whatever videos they were making with each other.
Interactive.
Yeah,
I was about to get to that.
yeah.
The marketing for this movie, top tier. Some of the best marketing for a movie I've ever seen. And it wasn't like anything crazy. It wasn't anything like they had to rent out this or rent out that. Nothing. It was just the people, right, playing themselves. They're the characters that they played or whatever. Michael B. Jordan did this interview where he pulled up as Smoke and Stack, right? Not an interview, but like it was kind of like a 30-second to a minute thing to where he pulls up as Stack and he pulls up as Smoke and he's like, which one of you guys is the better looking one or whatever, some shit like that. And he's like, what you mean, man? It's me. You know what I'm saying? And then Smoke is like, man, take all those damn sunglasses, bro. You look like a fool. You feel me?
Oh, I did
You
see that. I
So
did see
it's kind of like that. That was part of that marketing, that PR marketing. You feel? And I'm like, yo, this
I was
shit is
confused as
beautiful.
fuck too.
You was confused?
I was like, are they the same people?
Before you watched the movie? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Before
okay.
I watched
fair,
the movie,
fair,
I was
fair,
like,
fair,
what's going on?
Yeah, so some of their marketing is actually top tier. You feel me? And then the one where they were all wearing grills. All the main characters were wearing grills. You feel me? And then Michael B. Jordan starts the camera off, and it shows up the grill, and then it goes to Haley Steinfeld, and it goes to who's the girl that played Smokes lover?
Annie.
What's her name?
Annie.
And then it goes to Annie, and then it goes to Mary, and they all have gold grills of like vampire teeth, and it's so tough. I'm like, yo, it's such a great way to market the movie, and it's such an easy way to market the movie because people already love these actors. All you have to do is get them in front of a camera and make them be themselves.
I was gonna say also cornbread.
Oh my goodness.
That shit is so hard, bro.
That guy.
Oh my god, so
I've
tough.
seen cornbread in other movies.
Oh yeah,
too.
Yeah.
He's a
Eight
well-known
Mile.
actor.
Very
8
well known
Mile, that's
actor.
what
Yeah.
it was,
Mhm.
yeah.
All the black actors are pretty well known actors, and they've been in other works, and they're really goats in the game. Ooh, I did want to bring up the white actor. What's that guy's name? I need to search up his name, bruh. Oh my days.
He did a pretty solid job too.
dude, terrific job.
Corey says that it was a sundown town, and because it was a sundown town where they would kill black people at night, it was a representation of the monsters and like the vampires.
Oh,
That's fine.
That's cool. I didn't understand
the
that.
vampires killing them at night, like
Yeah.
dragging them
Yeah,
out and
exactly.
killing them type of
What
thing.
was the
But they
kinda-
couldn't drag them out because they was vampires.
and that was the parallel to like the white people or the clan.
That's
Mhm.
fire.
That's actually
Oh,
interesting.
you were
Yeah,
gonna say about the indigenous people? You wanted more of that?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I wanted to see a little bit more of it, or like the context behind
Yeah,
what was going on,
origin stories.
because it was just like, I think the context is like, okay, yeah, they're chasing the vampire wherever the vampire came from,
Right.
It's there now,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that they show the indigenous people, right, and then you don't, see them ever
Yeah,
again.
you don't utilize them ever
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I mean, which kind of makes sense because they were smart enough to be like, okay, as soon as the sun is
Sundown.
going down, we're
Get
we're
the
out
fuck
of
out.
here
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they probably can't take them on
at night.
during. Yeah,
And they
at
know
night,
that,
which
yeah.
makes sense. So yeah, that's valid. I do want to bring up right this actor, Jack is this name?
Jack O'Connell.
Jack O'Connell, Mr. O'Connell. All right, the main villain
Con
played by Jack O'Connell. What's his name in the
Vampire One.
in the movie? Let's see. Vampire One is actually hilarious. Remick.
Remick.
Right, probably has some historical context to that name, probably, to be honest with you. But I do want to bring up the fact that O'Connell. What the hell is his name again?
Jack
Con-
O'Connell.
Jack. Yeah, sorry. The fact that Jack O'Connell was able to do multiple different accents the whole movie to fit whoever he was talking to was so perfect, right?
Fire.
When he first pulled up, right, he's talking in a regular American accent, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or he could have been talking in a southern one, right? And then makes them guys into vampires. Then he goes out and links up with the Duke joint, well, with the Smoking Stack twins, right? Starts talking in a southern voice, a southern accent, right? And then he goes, and then when they're singing the Irish blues, you feel me? The Irish music, he starts speaking in an Irish accent. You feel me? So his range in different accents and how he could play those different accents is actually insane to me. You feel me? And on top of the fact that he utilized it to blend in with whoever he was with. You feel me?
Smart.
Just to not arise suspicion. You feel me? It's such a beautiful thing. So shout out to Jack O'Connell. I think he did a great job playing the villain as well.
The,
in this
the
instance.
first song that they were singing, I know some of the lyrics were like a little weird. They were talking about like, I think something about bones or like
Was them three singing first?
Yeah. And it's the same song they sing later on.
Yes.
when they get a lot more people. But
I don't know the
They're all
historical
walking up.
context. There's definitely a historical context to that.
But I think the lyrics
100%.
of the song are kind of implying that like they're kind of
vampires.
vampires or something like that.
Fair. Bro hit that clean river dance on God. On God, he was hitting that
Hey,
motherfucker. Oh my God.
At the end of it, he really pulled up like.
I did that. I did
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That
He
shit
was really
fire.
hyping himself up.
That shit-
Everybody's all activated. The hive mind. He's
Yes.
controlling them to hype
He
him
was
up.
like,
and
I
shit.
did that. I did that. So shout out to Jack O'Connell, bro. That man killed it for reals. I feel like there was one more thing I was gonna bring up, bro. One more thing. It's eluding me right now. I can't think of it. I should have wrote that down. But hey, all I'm gonna say is that movie is top tier movie. Check it out if you haven't already. IMAX in theaters, greatest experience of my life watching a movie. No bill. So yeah, I don't think there's a better way to watch it.
What last movie we watched IMAX was Interstellar and blew my ears out.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it might have been something with Interstellar, like that screening, because
Yeah.
it didn't happen with Sinners. I don't know why.
No, Sinners was a lot.
Yeah,
No.
it didn't fuck up my ears.
We were still pretty close to the speaker.
Yeah.
We were on the right side too. I was on the right side.
To me,
that speaker.
the music, the barn scene at the very climax peak of it, I was like, okay, my ear's about to.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that feeling.
Really?
Interstellar, I was
Bro,
like, holy,
You got
my
that
ears are-
feeling too
Interstellar with what?
with Interstellar?
Yeah, Interstellar.
I thought I was tweaking. I thought it was only me,
Bro,
bro.
that shit was loud.
Bro, it literally felt like my eardrum was like vibrating in my ear. Like it was like
Yeah.
I didn't even hear sound coming from the movie anymore. I just heard vibrations and loud noises. It was insane. But it could have been something with that.
No,
I
it's
don't know.
also because there's probably a lot more background to Interstellar than
True.
there is to
Valid.
True.
Sinners.
True. I don't think they adjusted the
A cool thing for Interstellar though is that I think when they had like a wind or like the spaceship
Mm-hmm.
flying, like that noise made me feel like I was moving really fast.
No, legit. And it would No, it was so loud that it was like you could feel the vibrations. It wasn't that loud in Sinners. So I
Like-
think it was just a little
like-
too loud.
Matching the frequency between dimensions so that you can travel through parallel Earths like Flash did. In Infinite Crisis of Earths.
Yeah.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean.
Crisis of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, part 1, 2, 3.
Oh, all three of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember,
facts.
yeah.
So yeah, man, Sinners, top tier movie, man. If you haven't already watched it, 100% would recommend. 9 out of 10, easy 9 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only thing I did not rock with that much was how they killed off the vampires. I think that one was a little, I don't want to say cheesy, but like I thought it would be a lot more grand because of how the characters were so deep, how much depth the characters have and how much emotion attached to those characters. I thought the deaths of the vampires would be a lot more hit, you know.
The death of the guy with the harmonica. Yeah,
Mhm.
he baited a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
but I was kind of like, you
Unnecessary.
didn't do much.
Yeah, it wasn't very necessary.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't.
But it did give him enough time to fight Stack, I guess. Because if all the vampires came up the
But
stairs,
that's
then
a writing
yeah.
thing, like because the vampires were chewing on him for like how long while
Uh.
that entire fight is going on. But I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
There's certain little story things where like you can tell it was written
mm-hmm.
for it not to make complete or completely rational.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But for the sake of the story, like it fits.
They had to, they had to make it fit. But I think the characters was some of the best written characters in this movie. Like the depth in these characters was terrific. I'm not gonna lie to you. Any other scenes? Oh, let's talk about the juke joint scene. The juke joint and
the fighting.
Yeah, the fighting and the music part. I want to talk about the music part in the juke joint. I love the way they
Yes, me too. No, because the way they did that.
Okay.
I think.
Peak cinema.
Peak cinema when they did
Facts,
that.
facts,
When they did that,
facts.
it was fucking sick as hell.
When did I say that to you in the movie? I was like,
Oh my god! All right. So the scene was the vampires are swarming into the building.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting, right?
Yeah.
And then there's two people that have the rifles that are just continuously like shooting the
Mhm.
vampires. And then Jack goes
DPS.
DPS. That shit was hilarious.
There was another part I thought it was like, I think it's when Smoke and his wife are like having sex or something. I was like, peak writing. I was like, peak cinema.
Peak story.
Something like that.
Oh, I think it was like when she
Oh, wait.
when she goes
Fuck
like
it, I'll just go back.
your body remembers me or something.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was crazy as fuck.
she a freak.
Alright, we'll just go.
Oh,
live.
freak.
Alright. On 55th.
But I like in the barn scene when the guy playing the musician,
Yeah.
when he tells Preacher Boy to get out there and he's like, before you start, he's like, introduce yourself.
Mhm.
Where are you from?
Mm.
And then he like goes on his little like cadence and then he just starts going. I was
And
like, that's fire.
starts going, bro.
Yeah.
One thing I liked about I liked about that in Sinners is the fact that I don't know when his dad was talking to Preacher Boy, right? He talked about how music. Did he say something about music not bringing anything but
the devil essentially.
yeah,
or
like
bad-
he like
bad spirits.
the path you're going on with music like playing music around these drunkards isn't gonna get you anywhere, or whatever the case is.
Sinners.
Right, these sinners and stuff like that isn't gonna get you anywhere. So when his dad told him that, right, and then we transition to the juke joint where music was such a strong tie to the movie, to where they had a specialized scene of him singing in it's kind of like let me put it in anime terms, right? Whenever
I'm listening.
Whenever Luffy can feel his heartbeat for the first time in Going Gear 5, right? Whenever Itadori is so locked in, he does the Black Flash, right? Whenever what's another one? What's another one where you gotta be locked?
You're good right there.
No. There's another one. There's gotta be more, bro.
When Initial D, when they start locking in on driving, the music starts going.
The music starts going, drifting, DK, Drift Kings type shit. You feel me? Let me see if I can do one more. Because there's one that I know that I'm missing.
When Zenitsu locks in.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think.
When you mean when times get serious? Like,
when it's like if you're not like locked in, you're so in tune with something that you unlock
the flow
Gojo,
state.
The flow state.
So Goku in Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
Type shit. There you go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So something like that. So to where you're so locked in that you unlock a specific potential of yourself, right? So this dude, Preacher Boy, was so locked into his music that he started summoning ancestors. He started summoning all periods of time of music. You feel me? We went from the past, right, to the present, to the future of DJ discos, guitars, twerking. You know what I'm saying? He started summoning so many different people and ancestors that he was so in tune with the music.
WRLD.
Yeah, they say they saw Juice WRLD. I don't know if I saw it.
Dude, I swear it looked like him from the back.
It could have.
It was in the jean jacket.
It could have, honestly, but I don't remember seeing it.
It makes sense though. It fits the story.
It honestly would fit. It honestly would fit. So the fact that they were tying all these things together, you feel me? I found that so beautiful, right? And then the different cultures that they tied into it as well. They tied into indigenous people, right? They tied into the different Asian cultures, right? They tied into different black cultures, right? And then African cultures on top of that. So not only was it African American cultures, it was also African cultures tied into that whole scenery as well. So it was such a beautiful way to showcase how music ties everyone together, as well as it's a focal point. It's a main focal point of the movie. It's low-key more of a focal point than the vampires of that movie. It's kind of interesting.
I like how you brought up the point of the whole point of the juke joint. When Preacher Boy is talking to his father, he's like, "I've been working all week. I just want you can relate to this. I worked all week. I just have a day to myself."
Yes.
And he's like, "I just want to play my guitar."
Just
And he's like, "I will be back. I'll be back. Do my
That's
job."
crazy.
And
And
you
then-
see how Smoke and Stack said, "We'll bring him back in
We'll
one
bring him
piece,"
back
In one piece.
and they did.
They did.
One piece.
One
pizza.
Um,
And they did. Shimmy.
You guys know the whole like historical context behind like juke joints and all that stuff?
No.
It's so like back in the time, back in the South over there, juke joints were an escape for black people to express their fun and like live like freely. But whoever, I think Corey pointed out, it's the whole it's a sundown town.
Yeah.
So it's like if white people or police found you, it's you run for your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, back in the day, like it's all word of mouth. There's no cell phones.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the night. You're getting drunk, going out to party. So
Yeah.
it's very scary. So even when it was living in tough times with scary things going on,
Yeah.
them living for those couple of hours meant everything. For them. It's kind
Everything.
of like a speakeasy almost.
And that's actually a good point that you bring up, because even Smoke was like, "Yo, we're losing money." You feel me? What do you mean they're paying with
Credits.
credits? You feel me? And Stack even says, "Yo, this is the only time they can really detach. They can really forget about everything for 1 second." And it goes and ties into my point of how the music is such a focal point, right? Because for that one instance where Preacher Boy was singing, for those few minutes, they literally forgot about everything in the world. And everything was so tranquil. Everything just was so spiritual. They tied in all the spirits of ancestors, and they forgot about everything. And everybody was family for one night.
And I like how
So-
you said that because I feel like I don't know music that well, but I would like to think that's what blues is.
Yes.
Like when
yes,
people
yes,
sing
yes,
the
yes.
blues, you're trying to.
trying to forget everything
Yeah.
and trying to live for once. Be free. Freedom is a really big aspect in this movie. So, beautiful, man, beautiful. So
Freedom. Luffy.
Mhm.
One Piece.
Pizza. But with that being said, that was Sinners. I think that's all I had to talk about Sinners. I think we really
Sinners, the breadwinners.
we really
Ooh.
we really broke that shit down. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5. But I think we broke down the movie pretty well. I think
That actually has some weight to it right now.
Lakers in 5?
Oh yeah, niggas
Oh, they
not-
won?
Yeah,
No, they lost.
yeah.
They took a huge L.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Timberwolves dropped 21 threes on them.
That's crazy.
What's the night they bounced
That's a
back?
franchise record.
What?
21 threes in a game.
21 threes?
That's crazy.
What was Luka doing?
Franchise.
What do you,
I think you don't play defense.
Anthony
bro.
Edwards actually hit him with the three in his
Oh, yeah, I
face.
saw the
Franchise record for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No,
Tell the what?
it's Anthony Edwards looking at Luka like this.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
It could not be me. Yeah, especially because we're not in the NBA.
Or, never mind, maybe not. Or we hoop.
All right. Yes. Okay, let's move on.
Moving on. Proceed.
I want to talk about
Resume.
the Oscars real quick. The
Oh.
Oscars, you feel me? The Oscars recently introduced a new category for best stunts.
Best
You feel me?
done.
Fire.
Best stunts.
We all know who's winning that one.
Luffy.
No, fuck who's winning it. Who's gonna win it? We have at least 30 awards backlogged for my nigga Jackie Chan,
Oh.
okay, and my nigga Tom Cruise. You feel
Backlog?
me? Jackie Chan more so, right? But Tom Cruise also deserves some.
Explain what backlog is.
We have
They have
a lot of
They should have
awards
won
for
in the
them.
past.
Yeah, they should have
Oh,
won.
So there was no.
So they'll give the awards out.
Oh no, they
No.
won't.
No,
He's
oh.
just
But I
saying.
say that they deserve
Oh.
it because no one is doing it like Jackie Chan and Tom Cruise was. Jackie Chan did all of his stunts, every single one of them. Feel me? Not once did he have a stunt double, at least that I know of. You feel me? Broken bones, ligaments, torn ligaments, torn muscles, everything. Like my motherfucker went through hell. You know what I'm saying? Doing those stunts.
Shout out stunt doubles though, for real.
Shout out
Y'all
stunt
motherfuckers-
doubles. Yeah,
y'all
yeah, I-
motherfuckers do some. I saw a video of this guy doing a front flip off the building, hitting concrete, bro. I'm like, dude, what are
That's
you
crazy.
doing?
That's crazy.
Like when Sammy fell off the
Sammy!
second story window.
Oh my.
Oh my
like,
god,
oof.
yeah, that's
I was
crazy.
like, damn.
But I do want to say, yeah, Jackie Chan deserves so many awards. That it's kind of not fair because he's not, he's too old right now to be doing those kind of stunts. You feel me? So I think he deserves at least one. You know what I'm saying? I think they should do for the first one. I think they should do it for Jackie Chan, in my opinion. Right? The next one, fair game, because Tom Cruise still doing Tom Cruise shit. You feel me?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that
Hey,
nigga's him.
I want to see that one so
That
badly.
nigga was actually strapped to a plane. He was
Again.
strapped to a plane again and flew. Held on to you know how crazy that is to be at that altitude flying connected to a plane? That's
Those
fucking insane.
movies are the equivalent of like a spy.
Yes,
Fast and
I
Furious.
love it.
Yes.
You guys haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah.
Nah,
You have?
I need to.
Fire,
I need
right?
to,
I wish
yeah.
I watched
I
that
actually liked
IMAX.
it, yeah.
That was so
I
good.
hadn't seen the first one, and then I watched that one. I was like, okay, now I want to watch the first one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch Top Gun Maverick. I hear nothing but good things about Top Gun Maverick, and I saw a edit actually.
Ooh, I have one
Yeah,
too.
the one that was like they kick Tom Cruise at the pub, and then they're in the briefing and shit, and they go, "What do you mean we need a
You guys are all Top Gun graduates,
yeah.
the best of the best.
how do we get a better, like, who's the better one?" And then it goes,
And he's like, his exploits exceed him.
And then he-
Real life challenges.
and he's walking in, and they all turn around, they're like,
Call sign
"Fuck."
Maverick.
Call sign Maverick, and it was this nigga that they kicked out of the pub. I was like, yeah, that shit's hard, bro. That shit is so tough. But yeah. Oscars definitely need to give Jackie Chan one, at least one, the first one, and then Tom Cruise another one as well. I think they should give both of them one for the first one. I think they deserve an Oscar
geez.
for best stunts. So shout out to them because the shit that they've been through and they actually did for entertainment purposes, tough.
To actually put your life on the line and still be an actor is really
Mhm.
crazy.
So would
Mhm.
they give the stunt award to stunt doubles?
Yeah, essentially.
Great point.
That's actually interesting.
Because there's not many, like an actor would be like Keanu Reeves.
You know what's crazy? I
Yeah.
don't think they would. I don't think
So
they
it'd probably
would.
just be actors that do
Their own stunts, which is kind of fucked up. I think they should actually like showcase like some of the best stunt doubles in the industry.
And I don't imagine that a lot of actors do their own stunts.
True.
Those motherfuckers are underrated too. The stunt doubles.
Stunt doubles, 100%.
Because you're like, oh, dude, that scene's crazy.
Mhm.
You don't give them the acknowledgement they deserve.
100%. All right. I think that's a good place to end off on. Yeah, that's the good place to end off on. For next pod, I think we're going to do the stream shit should be ironed out. I apologize everybody in chat. If you guys were having difficulties watching and shit like that. My apologies. I will try to get them ironed out. Everything is basically set up. I just have to iron out the technical side of things, the software and the things, because all the hardware, cameras and shit are good. Audio is good as well. So
Hey, shout out Shmeem though for doing it all. For
For
real,
real though.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
That
you,
intro,
brother.
outro stuff. He's what?
Intro,
Fire.
outro, connecting all the cameras, getting it all set up where it's a couple clicks.
yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying, brother?
Thank you.
You deserve your love.
Hey man, it only goes up from here. So
Hey, he does it for you guys, by the way. So
I want the best watching experience for you guys in the stream. So I'll put in as much bread, as much time that needs to go into making this shit look fire as well. So
hey, and he's a one man thing.
One man band.
Hey,
One man army.
Ensemble.
One man band.
They come through every week for the boy and create some engaging, wonderful conversations. So I couldn't do it without these boys here. So but this pod will not be up right away because obviously we had technical difficulties. So I will make sure to get this edited as soon as possible and get this up by tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So we shall see. And then
So that would make you the director, producer, editor, soundtrack
Content
artist.
creator?
sound
Basically
sound design.
anything that you can think of.
And I don't tell people, but like I want to tell people the fact that content creators are like low scale movie makers.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
I see that.
They literally no bull
Or short form.
short form movie makers 100%. They do the sound design, they do the costume design, they do the actual storyboarding, they do the acting, they do the producing, they do editing,
All
they
that.
do the promoting, they literally do every aspect from beginning to end of a movie, right? But in such a smaller scale with less money behind it. So
Fascinating.
yeah, that's how I view content creation, is like making a movie type of thing.
Because
So,
when you think about other content creators and like their art style,
Mhm.
it's crazy how much they do.
yes.
And time.
So and everyone has such a different style as well. So it's fire to see how people can innovate and create different content.
I like how you're saying that because I was watching Fire Force today. And not gonna lie, ever since I started reading manga, I look at anime. I'm like, okay, what if this was in a manga panel? You know, like black and white. Just the camera angles people choose.
Yes.
Like,
So unique.
it'd be like a top right in the corner
Yeah,
shot of the
yeah,
classroom. I'm like, what was in your mind? And you're like, okay, let me draw that out. Let me do that.
Yeah, and it's funny because watching it, you don't notice it, but you feel it. You know what I'm saying? You don't notice like, okay, this angle is this way, this angle this way. Oh, this would be this best angle in this direction. You don't notice that, but you feel it because it flows so smoothly, and it's such a great watching experience to the point where it's like, that was fine. I enjoyed that. I don't know why I enjoyed that, but if I thought about it and I broke it down, I'd be able to tell you why I enjoyed that. And cinematography is such a big aspect in making shit so entertaining. And same thing with Sinners, bro. The fact that each camera angle and when they switched to IMAX, right, when the screen was stretched, and then they had the different car angles and the camera angles in the car was fire. The angle with Michael B. Jordan and Preacher Boy, just them two in the car. It was, and the angle
Stack?
from the passenger, yeah. Stack. And Preacher Boy. It was from the angle of the passenger seat, right? Looking from Preacher Boy's back in the direction of Michael B. Jordan. You feel me? And it was Preacher Boy playing, and it signified Stack's face in the facial expressions and how excited he was, how emotional how happy he was, and how he
Went
thought
from like serious to like, oh my gosh, I know what you're
Yes.
doing, and then like you're the hype.
yes, and it was the opportunity, like, yo, we could actually do something good with this juke joint. Like, we could actually get somewhere because of Preacher Boy's skills and shit like that. So just small little angles like that and details like that. Instead of it being a direct, straight on shot, right? It was that angle. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you choose which angle is best for which scene? So it's crazy. Like the thought that goes behind every single detail in making a movie is so crazy. And that's why I have so much respect for like top directors and top actors that do this because they have to think of everything from beginning to end and in between. Literally every single second, microsecond that the camera's on, something about it, there has to be a purpose for every single scene. So it's amazing. It's beautiful. Beautiful. What were you gonna say?
No, just you talking about like directors too, just people in like films and TV shows, even actors, and like to have that passion, that fire, and that will. It makes me think of Timothée Chalamet, and how he seen a recent clip of him, how he's like, I want to be the best. Like it's like having that that drive, that willing to be the, you know, I don't know, it's cool to see that in our generation.
Yeah,
still.
and
I wanna be the very best, the best there ever
this
was.
was done and over
that's
with.
Pokemon. Yeah.
To catch them all is
But
my
100%,
test.
and I saw that.
To train them is my cause.
100%.
Pokemon.
100%, and I saw that, and just to see their passion behind it makes the end product so that much better. You feel me? So, hey man, I might get an ad to myself. You feel me? The 15 perks per preparation. But thank you guys for coming out. That was the pod. I know this was like more of a Sinners movie review pod than an anime pod, but hey man, we gonna review everything. You feel me?
Why don't you use the other thumbnail?
Huh?
Why don't you use the other thumbnail?
Which other thumbnail?
You know what other thumbnail?
I don't know which other thumbnail. It's the only other thumbnail I know.
Nah, you know what thumbnail.
The no, I'm not using that one. Fuck no, bro. You sick bastard. But thank you guys for coming out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell notification. Know we upload next.
Ding.
And if you haven't already joined the Discord, the Rasklat Bombaklat Discord, it only takes 3 clicks.
Trust.
That's-
Let's just
That
my
is
voice.
my voice. Facts. And with that being said, I have been your host, Schmeerton. We got the boy, the myth himself, Jack.
Yo.
We got the man, the myth himself, Brother King. Ooh. And then we got the man, the myth himself, Brother Zeke in the corner. And we catch you boys on the next one.
See ya.
Yeah, it's high. That shit was hard. Mike is muted too and shit. Let's go. Oh fuck! I didn't put the music at the end. Hey, that's fine though because I'm editing it. Anyways,
I thought you said that you didn't record.
Oh no! Everything is recorded. The camera's recorded.